Okay, you need to change your attitude before I change my mind. I can go back to not doing this. And I will turn this stream around. My goodness gracious me. Okay, gaming is an iterative process. So is finding the correct time to stream. So every day for like 8 hours a day wasn't working. But you know what? How about every day for like 3 to 4 hours a day? That could work. We don't know until we try, do we? I think we need to try. That's very important, that we gain information and knowledge by trying. I'm just putting the green screen up. Hang on, gotta be super professional. Because I'll level with you, like, I like streaming. Like, it's fun. Josh, are you okay? Life is a series of challenges. The internet is a series of tubes. And, okay, right. I put on the screen, I will stream every day from 6 o'clock until 10 o'clock. And someone else replied, Josh, it's 3:15. I do not need you to tell me what you are going to tell me so I know what you have told me to do. Anyway, just... Hi. Let me explain to you what's happening. First of all, I have not done my hair today. It is doing a thing. It's 6 p.m. somewhere. There we go. Right, basically, I realised that I like streaming. It's fun. But YouTube pays the bills. So what I need to do is find a way to stream while also doing YouTube. My original plan was only stream Saturdays and Sundays for like 8 hours a day. Thing is, that messes up my diet, it messes up my time, it completely eradicates my weekends, it eradicates your weekends. So, what if I were to... New life schedule, wake up early, walk dogs, eat breakfast, spend some time writing a script for YouTube videos, edit some YouTube videos, and then, in the evening, stream some Warcraft. So, every day gets a little bit of everything, like a buffet. Like a buffet of content, like a content buffet. That's what I'm doing. Maybe you'll have a chicken wing. Maybe you'll have a cheeky little onion ring. Maybe you'll have a scoop of rice. Maybe you'll just go and fill your entire bowl with those little Smarties they put next to the ice cream station that are meant to go on the ice cream, but nothing is legally stopping you from just eating an entire bowl of Smarties. A smorgasbord of stream. I'll level with you. The reason I want to stream every day is because I'm scared that if I don't, I'll forget how the Paladin plays. And I will finish doing something on, like, Saturday, and then people will be like, hey, I'll see you next week, and then I'll log back in next week, and I'll be like, what does this do? That's what it will be. Like, I'm not even kidding. It genuinely was a case of if I straight up don't do the thing, I know that I will forget how to do the thing. What am I drinking? Healthy, healthy water. Have you guys done that? You ever been playing an MMORPG and you've left for like a week and then you come back and you've logged in, you're like, I've got no idea what my rotation is at all. That happens. So what'll happen is I'm going to do a little bit of editing, a little bit of writing, a little bit of critiquing, like every day, you know? I love how many excuses you make just to hide the addiction. No, the addiction did not come back. It never truly left. I just had it under control for a long time and now I don't. But what is more important is you all respecting me. There we go. I can't believe some of you don't. Okay, I'm about to be slapped by a mountain buzzard. Hell yeah, there's the healing. You know, the Paladin's got quite a lot of self-tanking ability. Stanking, as I call it. The level of self-tanking that we are achieving here, I think is remarkably impressive, to be fair. Oh, hang on. Yep, there's a increase stats by, like, armor increase by 50. There we go. The Stank Tance is indeed strong with this one. Right, what am I killing now? I'm killing something. I think it's boars. I've got a kill over here. Boars in the forest. Hello, what schedule is for? Schedule is for stream. I think. Maybe. Possibly. It could work. Who knows? Let's find out. Oh, hang on. I'm poisoned, so I can target myself and then use the Holy Purify to unpoison myself, because I'm good at this game now. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty steady leveling. Consistency matters more than intensity. And what I need to be is just consistent. And as long as I am consistent, everything will be okay. Just need to find some boars in the mountains, kill them, level up, chat with you guys while we're doing it. Consistent in what? Everything. Everything. Just consistent in turning up, in streaming, in putting videos out, in being there, in YouTube videos. If I can be consistent, I will be. And that's what I think is more important. Now, you might be thinking, Josh, surely you don't need to stream right now, because if you want to be consistent on, like, from 6 till 10, it's not 6. It's important that I train. It's like creatine, you got to preload before you get into the whole thing, you know? What is the most beautiful game I've ever played? Ooh, on what level? On, like, graphically? On, you know, narrative? Are we talking boss fights? Are we talking the way that it changed me as a person? Because that's a good question, but it's a lot of answers. Because I think Expedition 33 has got to be up there. Environments, that would be Otherland. Obviously you can't play it anymore because it's offline, but definitely Otherland. Art direction, yeah. Art direction on Otherland was absolutely solid. So good. But no, Expedition 33 is definitely one of the top games I've played. I didn't think that I would discover one of the best games when I was like 35. I thought that would have all happened before then. Have I considered restarting the worst MMO series, revisiting all of them again? Absolutely. I've absolutely considered it, but I don't want to feel that I am just jumping to that too early, you know? Ooh, hang on, more armor and more stamina. Hell yeah. And, ooh, hang on, a new sword, less damage, less strength. Yeah, we don't need that. No, it's definitely a thing I've considered, but I just don't think it's worth doing yet. I'll get there eventually. Oh, you absolutely should play Expedition 33. I would definitely suggest. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it. Good morning, Josh. Good morning, chatter. How are we doing? Kinda. Are you okay? Do you need assistance? Josh, what WoW add-ons are you using besides Questy and Rested XP? I've got Rested XP in, but I'm not actually following it. I'm using Questy, so I know what I'm going for quests, and I've got Leatrix maps because I like how they make the maps look. You don't know what happened. It's okay. We've all been there. We all make mistakes. We'll forgive you for it. Do I still play OSRS off stream? I do. I enjoy it. I'm going to be... I'm going to sound weird here. I'm one of those people that enjoys training agility while I'm watching like Netflix or YouTube videos. So if I've got YouTube on one screen, I will just do like agility runs on the other screen. Is it Sunday +1 already? Yes. And the schedule is being found and being kept and being worked on. Now I don't care if it's not the most popular schedule, but this is how it's going to work. I want to stream every day. I want to be a daily streamer because I feel that those are the people that everyone respects. When you think of the people that are respected the most in the world, daily streamers are up there. I mean, think about it right now. Think about who you respect. All right? You've just thought of a daily streamer. Guarantee it. Can we have retro days? You'll have what you're given and you'll like it. We had 1 hour. Yes, that's all you're allowed. Now what I'll do is I will stream every day for like 3 to 4 hours in the evening in order to build up clips. Because consider this, what would you rather have? Would you rather have 2 days where I stream for 8 hours a day, or 7 days where I stream for 3 to 4 hours a day? Also, when you say, like, can we have a retro game? I'm playing a 22-year-old game. This is retro. I just can't respect people that don't stream every day of their lives. Like, what are you doing? Seeing friends? Having a life? How sad. Pathetic in many ways. Is this for the future video if I streamed 1,000 hours? No. No, I don't need to clip farm or generate any kind of engagement on this. I just want to get good as a paladin on WoW. People have told me that paladins are really good mob tanks, but they're not as good tanking single target bosses. Apparently druids are better for that. Yeah, you guys can't relate to a streamer with a social life. I'm not addicted. Consistent. You wouldn't say someone consistently drinks water. You wouldn't say you're addicted to drinking water if you drank 6 glasses a day. You'd say, wow, look at how healthy that person is. I wish I was like them. I bet they're a good person. That's what you'd say. Now just replace water with WoW. That's what you should say about me. Some of you are addicted to oxygen, and honestly it shows. Right, quest done. Leveling up. Paladins are great for AoE and group tanking. If you're lucky, when you start getting level 20 or so, you can start spell-cleaving dungeon spam. Also, you have 3 weeks to get to 70, so we can take you to Black Temple and get the Warglaives. I don't think Paladins can use Warglaives. Can they? Can a Paladin use a Warglaive? I thought, no, that was like it's a rogue and a warrior thing, isn't it? So what's that person? Vryn's Revenge. Where's... There you go. Alright, so what's your quest? Kill the bear. Got it. As long as it's not like a timed quest, we'll be okay. The Warglaives are rogues and warriors, demon hunters when they become a class. They were in Legion? Because, from what I remember, Wrath of the Lich King brings the Death Knight, doesn't it? Right, Wrath brings Death Knight. Gotcha. And then after Wrath, it's Cataclysm, which brings... nothing? Mr. Pandaria gets you the Monk. And then it's... Goblins and Worgen as races. Okay, gotcha. No new classes, though, just new races. Okay. And then after, yeah, Cataclysm brings Big Dragon. Mr. Pandaria is Jack Black. Then you've got Legion, which turns out we were prepared for. Alright, yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Never played WoW, is it worth the investment? It's not an investment, it's a game, but yes, it's a fun game to play. I think Cataclysm is the moment that people see Warcraft going from classic to what would be considered the more modern age. Are we back to streaming each day? Yeah, but nowhere near as long as it was before. Like, I would say we're then going to be streaming for 3 to 4 hours a day. Because I couldn't keep up streaming for 6 to 8 hours a day. It was silly. I can do 3 to 4 hours. Yeah, I'm a part-timer. I'm sorry. You've got to reduce my wages for that. So yeah, that'll be my new goal. Stream part-time. I think what I'll try and do is I'll try and aim for like 6 PM to 10 PM, potentially every day. If I can do that, I can keep up a strong online presence. I can still put out decent videos on YouTube. I can do enough on Twitch. I can still walk the dogs. I can still hit the gym. I can still eat somewhat healthy. That kind of stuff. Yeah, I think 4 hours a day is a good thing. You know, an hour to walk the dogs, an hour in the gym, 6 hours for writing scripts, recording, editing, making YouTube stuff, take an hour to clean the house, make dinner, 3 or 4 streaming. That's good, you know, that's good. I think that's a fair and a solid amount. I can keep that up, you know, you've got to be consistent with it. I will, because I couldn't let YouTube slack. What I thought about doing was dividing my days up and being like, okay, Monday to Friday, just YouTube, Saturday and Sunday, just Twitch. But Saturday and Sunday would mean 8 hours of Twitch. And I think when I hit about 4 hours of streaming, the quality tends to drop off a little bit. And that's on me, because, you know, I'm just physically tired. So instead of doing 2 8-hour streams that are like 50% tired, I would rather do a stream every day that has higher energy, you know, higher content. Give yourself one evening. I'll take like a chill day on Wednesday or something. Like, I'll still do it, but I'll just do less YouTube stuff. Because the thing about being self-employed is that when you take time off, you feel guilty for doing it. Do I think the streams will stay on the same 30-minute loop? I'm really excited that we can discover new loops. We can meet new people. We can find new ways of doing this. You vote Wednesday, Thursday nights off. Inju, you don't get a vote, all right? This is a dictatorship. You sound so adult. Adult maxing. Yes. Yes, I am. That's what's happening here. Okay, fine. Fine, Inju gets a vote. Do I still play old school RuneScape off stream? Yes. Yes, I do. Because it's fun. You know what? I'm getting to a point now where these enemies are actually hitting me quite hard, and I've got to actually start eating stuff now. Actually start using my consumables. Do I think of topics before turning on the stream? I don't even think of topics during the stream. I click that go live button and then Jesus takes the wheel. And believe me, he cannot drive. So it's very much a kind of just as I stream on, you know, when you play a video game, you can have the distance settings in the menu, the graphical settings. I stream on the lowest settings. Like, everything is as close as possible as it can be. The grass on the other side of this mountain hasn't even loaded in yet as far as my stream is concerned. You ever played Dungeons and Dragons and you've said to your dungeon master, I wonder what's behind this door, and they don't know either? I stream like that. That's the energy I'm bringing. Were you a famous Hollywood actor before you became a streamer, or what's your backstory? It's... When I was leaving the opera, both my parents were shot in an alleyway. Wait, no, hang on, that's Batman. I'll get myself confused again. When I arrived on Earth, 2 farmers... No, hang on, that's somebody else again. You cowabummer! I love that stupid little thing. Michelangelo talking to Batman. No, so I would say that I was a theatre actor before I did Twitch and YouTube. And when COVID shut all the theatres down and pretty much all the theatre actors lost all of their employment overnight, I was then like, well, it's a bit of a kick in the teeth. Got to find something else to do. So I just went home and played RuneScape. And then I decided to make videos about it, and it worked really well. No, that's again silly. That's idea. No, the truth is that when I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. And he said to me, son, when you grow up, will you defeat them? The demons, all the non-believers. Oh, classic. Classic. That is so me. Oh my goodness. We're back. Okay? If you want 4 hours of this every day, nothing changes. This is like watching your favorite sitcom for 4 hours a day, but you watch exactly the same episodes. This is the ideal background noise, because you put it on and it's there, but I guarantee that you're missing nothing. Has moving made the northern conventions a no-go or less likely? I will try and make as many northern conventions as I can, but of course it is going to be more difficult, seeing as I now live in the south. So I can't say absolutely yes or no, but I would like to be able to make more conventions, but it's more convenient living closer to London. Yes, I'll be your comfort streamer, and you guys don't need to worry or think too much. You're cooking and this is good background noise. That's all I ever want this stream to be, because sometimes you're doing something like cleaning your house or cooking or just staring at the wall and trying to avoid the existential dread creeping in. Don't let it creep in, guys. Don't. It's okay. We'll get through it together. And you don't want to do that in silence. You want something on. So you scroll YouTube for a while and you can't really find anything that's, you know, really taking your fancy. So you open up Twitter and every single post is press and long hold this picture to see the rest of the picture because the algorithm is broken. And then you think, you know what, no, I just want to hear a voice in the background that I don't need to pay too much attention to. I wonder who I can do. Turns out that I'm on stream for 4 hours a day. There you go. The thing is, if you're on Twitter, or the website formerly known as Twitter, you will have found that long press this picture to see the rest of the picture, and like 1 in 5 of them work. And also, it's not new technology. Like, that stuff existed back on forums. That stuff existed back in, like, NeoSeeker, or Newgrounds, or GeoCities. Like, we've had that for ages. It's not new picture technology. Twitter has just discovered time is a flat circle. We are just rediscovering the ancient magics, repackaging it, repainting it, and selling it as new. It's not. The dark ages of humanity was when the knowledge was suppressed and therefore everything we discovered seemed new and exciting. We've just gone through the dark ages of the internet, and AI is like, hey, check out what I can do. We were doing that years before you were there. Wait, why is Josh back to streaming consistently again? Because I decided that being a responsible adult was just too much work for me, to be honest. I'm your emotional support streamer. That's what I need. That's what I'm doing for you. That's what I'm here for, okay? I know what you need. You need somebody to talk, to make sure the dread doesn't set in, to keep the silence away. But you don't want me to say anything too interesting, because if I did, you then have to pay attention. So you want someone interesting enough to be there, but not interesting enough to require paying any level of attention to. I am that. Was rent due is a good question. Honestly, no, and even if it was, the best thing I could do was just make another YouTube video. Like, Twitch is objectively one of the worst things that I could do as far as financial decisions go. But at some point, I've got to do things for me, you know? At some point, I wake up in the morning and I'm like, you know what? Do I want to make good financial decisions today? Or do I want to feel a sense of pride and accomplishment by debating with people who have a keyboard when I have a microphone? By the way, guys, that's the most important lesson you can ever learn. Never get into an argument with someone when you have a keyboard but they have a microphone. You're not in an advantage. You're not going to win. Because even if you do end up making good points, the person with the mic will just make you look foolish. Whelming levels of whelm. Yeah, sometimes I've got to do things for me, you know? And sometimes just chatting shit and playing WoW is the way I do that. Yeah, the old saying, never bring a keyboard to a mic fight. Right, we've got like 2 more idols to get here. You need a 7.25 out of 10 British man to whisper sweet nothings into your ear and fill you with existential dread and philosophy. I can do that. Okay? That's exactly what I can do. Like, that's my exact focus. You gotta cool it, man. My phone should not be telling me I'm about to miss a 3-stream streak. Red, I am going to be streaming, ideally, every day. From 6 PM onwards. And this schedule will continue until I decide I don't want to do it anymore. That could be tomorrow. It could be 50 years. Who knows? Nobody knows. And that's the beauty of it. You give it a week. Maybe it will last longer. Who knows? And we'll find out. Okay, we are beating up level 19 enemies while we are level 16. Closing in on 17. Inju will require help because I will be streaming daily and that will be obviously very challenging for you. Do like how I can just continuously be here. Hang on. Okay, now we bubble, and then we run. I should have bubbled and hearthed. Okay, I've ran the wrong way, guys. I've ran entirely the wrong way. God damn it. Okay, so bubble hearth is the skill that we do. I might even set it so when I... Oh my god, I'm so far away. That's too far. Okay, fine, we'll run back. You can't bubble hearth yet. The spell doesn't last long enough, doesn't it? Oh, god damn it. Okay. Well, we're going to run it back. Lots of gaming news and topics since my break. Yeah, but I also I'm not paying attention to any of them, so I don't know. Could you please stream in 1080, kind sir? No. You don't deserve that. Look, for real, I don't know why it doesn't give you the option to do in 1080. It might be a codec thing, it might be a thing that I'm doing, it might be a thing that Twitch is doing. I've got legit no idea why it doesn't let you load the stream in 1080. There's going to be a reason. Don't know what it is. You can watch in 720, which is what you should be doing if you're watching in the background, because then it uses less of your data. Or you can watch in 1440, because you're actually paying attention and want to see the stream. So, you know what? 1080 is for people who are undecided on what they're doing. And I don't want that. I don't want any of you to be undecided. Am I in the background? Am I in the foreground? Am I simply ambience or am I the focus? Make a decision. If I'm in the background, 720. Reduce it down, don't use your data up. If I'm in the foreground, 1440. Then you can look, that's fine. You know what? Some of you, the crazy bastards among you, I'm in the foreground, still in 720. Because I'm on your phone and you don't really care about the visuals. That's what's going to happen. You're in the background while I'm doing Final Fantasy XIV main story quest. Well, I'm glad to know that I've got you for at least another few hundred hours. I have you at 1440 on a 1080 monitor and the stream is windowed. And you've just broken a lot of laws. Okay, the cyber police are on their way to you right now. The real ones among you are watching in 1440. Josh, I'm at work, so you're on my phone in my pocket. You've just got headphones in. You're just listening to stuff. I'll just feed you information. What do you need to know? Hang on, let me just put all my buffs and stuff back on. I forgot that paladins are like really reliant on having a ton of buffs. Can you stream your audio on AM radio so I can listen to you in like a 1920s boxing match? I can do the 1920s radio style voice. We'd have to get a proper microphone for that, though. A lot of those classic radio style voices were actually products of not only the speaking, but also the technology and all of the kit that was sending the stuff across. I got 2% battery left in your keyboard and no extra batteries. I wonder what to do. Very quickly, order some batteries on Amazon. You've got approximately 2% of your keyboard to do it. The most whelming paladin gameplay is just auto-attack and letting... Yeah, people are like, you've got to seal twist, you've got to do this. I was reading the paladin's kind of rotation on WoW Head, and people were like, you know, you've got to use this ability and then that ability, stack it with this, add this seal, add that blessing, change it to this, make sure enemies aren't doing this. And I'm just thinking, I'm just going to put the seals on and then auto-attack. That's what I'm going to do. And I know that it's not going to be the most efficient way of doing it, but it is what's going to happen. Hammer go bonk, shield stop. Rep paladin rotation. Right now I'm doing... yeah, just attack, seal. Sometimes I use the special other attack. Oh, this is a problem. Alright, hang on. Am I going to have enough to survive this? No. That's fine. Run this way. You can't catch me, my friends. I run quicker than you do. Oh, okay. I stand corrected. Well, good thing it's not hardcore. Paladin is the perfect streamer class. You can just stick on all your buffs and then talk, and that's going to work really well right up until I'm the main tank in a dungeon. People were really excited to run dungeons with me when I was on the Warlock, because I can just stand at the back and cast Shadow Bolt, because that is the rotation. I don't think people are going to be as excited to run dungeons with me when I'm tanking. What is my favorite horror movie? That's a good question. A serious answer would probably be Hereditary. Inju has requested the weekend of the 14th off. The 14th of August. Right. So you want the 15th and the 16th off. I'll consider it. I can't guarantee, but I can consider. I'll think about it. Now, Hereditary is a good... It's Kitacon. I was meant to be going to Kitacon. Yeah, Kitacon's run by Shenny. Shenny's a good friend. I don't know if I'll be going still. Remember that one time we met? Yes. Yes, I do. I don't think I was drunk. But it was a convention, so the chances are I was. Like they say, work hard, play hard, which in the streamer world just means spend a lot of time playing video games and then buy cocktails. Now, Kitacon is like a Japanese-style convention thing run at normally like a hired-out university convention hall. And it was fun. I enjoyed it. It is a tough life, Jay, but somebody has to do it. Someone has to play video games in order to keep the existential dread at bay, and then also turn up to events and occasionally partake in a cocktail or two. Since when do you play hard? How dare you? Come back here. Get blessed, nerd. Yeah. You know they got blessed. Josh, you should play a Night Elf. They all have faster ghost form. Are you implying that I'm going to be in ghost form for a long time? Are you saying the majority of my gameplay is going to be me dead? I only die if more than one enemy attack me. Like, if it's just me and one enemy, I'm normally okay. Like, look, this guy up here, just me and him. Alright, we'll see how we go. One more carved stone statue, we're good. See? Nice and easy. Melee does struggle with multiple enemies, that's true. Luckily catching you online. Well, it won't be so lucky anymore. I'm going to stream every day. Is Josh wet when he's a ghost? I mean... depends how I died, I suppose. Like, did I drown? Or was I killed by somebody dressed as Thorn from the Hex Girls? Both of them would mean yes. Are trogs wet? Depends what they're into. Can't believe people are still saying the wet ghost thing. It's been months. History doesn't change, okay? History, if anything, just becomes more well-known. Right, I need a few more of these enemy guys, whatever they are. You get to wear outfits and styles that I don't really want to wear outwise. Yes! Yes, see, Kitacon's cool. Kitacon allows everyone to just be weird together, which is good. I was there when we watered the ghost. I was there, Gandalf. You want to return to the peak that was the human Jawtopede. I think the two things that this stream really got were the human Jawtopede and the wet ghost. These guys probably don't need my help, but I feel that I should help. Sometimes you just want to jump in and help people out, you know? I can't believe it took 100 days to discover the two things that were important were our ghosts wet and the human Jawtopede. That's it. That's just it. That's all we got. You watched a Balatro speedrun, it genuinely had a nice plot somehow. Do you mean the Ben Starr card game? Okay, can I kill this guy one-on-one? He's level 19. This guy might be enough for me to level up, actually. Let's find out. Is there a backstory to Josh Din? I wanted to play a paladin, but I didn't want to play a Draenei. I pride myself on being able to experience the most interesting versions of MMORPGs and finding builds that other people may have overlooked. And during my research, I realized that there's a remarkably rare combination of classes and races. Not many people have ever actually made a human paladin. And so I thought, I need to prove my MMORPG credentials and show you that this rather, you know, esoteric mix can actually work. And some of you might be thinking, Josh, a human paladin, it's never been done. What's next? A dwarven hunter? Alright, don't be stupid. Okay, there's a line. We're joking around here, but you can't just be saying anything. God. This is why you can't have discussions online. People just say stupid stuff. Dwarven hunter. They're too small to hold the gun. Okay, so wand, axe. None of these are good, but I'll just take that. Alright, sweet, we leveled up. What do we got? I'm going to go increase my parry chance, because I'm probably going to be tanking at some point. And what we got down here? Seal of Command. Additional holy damage equal to 70% of normal weapon damage. Only one seal. Unleashing the seal will judge an enemy, causing lots of stuff. Okay, cool. So Seal of Command might be good. Increase your chance to get a critical strike. That seems good as well. Gives the paladin damaging melee attacks a chance to reduce the target's attributes. That sounds decent. I don't know what they are yet. I'll get them eventually. Long time no see, Mr. Hayes. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everyone doing today? We're level 17, which means we're going to continue fighting and playing. I might even go and see if I can buy a new weapon on the auction house. Command is nice when it triggers 5 auto attacks where it doesn't. Yeah, I'm thinking that I like the Seal of Righteousness because it just adds flat extra damage to every attack. And I like consistency. As you can tell from who I am, I like consistency. Let's throw away these small eggs. No one needs those. Who needs a veteran cloak? No one needs a veteran cloak. Get rid of it. None of these are good. Okay, cool. Yeah, when you think of me, you think consistent. If you look up the word consistency in the dictionary, there's a picture of me because, and I cannot overstate this, I snuck into your house and put a picture of me next to all the words in your dictionary. Took a while. Is this too casual a playthrough to bring up seal twisting? Tide, what you want to do in your free time is up to you, alright? A Kiss from a Rose was a great song, and as long as he's consenting, you twist him as much as you like. But I'm just going to play WoW. Right, where are these things over here? Who up twisting they seal right now? If you asked, I would let you in the front door. You don't need to sneak in. Look, I know that you would have, but part of the fun of putting the picture of me in your dictionary is the covert nature of it. You're taking away a lot of the fun by just allowing me to put the picture in the dictionary. Okay, so I'll tell you one thing that I did when I was first starting Warcraft. I was trying to find the decent sword for the warrior. And I discovered through the website Wowhead that these crocolisks have like a 0.001% chance of dropping a really good sword. And so I spent hours farming them. And I didn't realize at the time that anything in the game had the chance of dropping the sword because it was in fact like a global rare drop. So I spent absolutely ages trying to farm them, thinking, oh, I'll get it eventually, don't worry, we'll get there. Okay, so I didn't realize they all attack you at the same time. This is a problem. Why did that happen? What have we learned? And then he played a warrior to get troll swords on particular... Yeah, I did. I got the troll swords, and that was great. I had a fun time with that. Yes, what did we learn? Let's review. Apparently, crocodiles are pack animals. Crocodiles are organized, and I think we should all be thankful they don't have opposable thumbs. Because if they did, we would be in trouble. Right, maybe I could get rid of the boar quest. How am I under the water while dead? I thought you walked on water while you were dead. Are you meant to be able to go under the water while dead? Now I am a wet ghost. Oh, just jump at the surface. The right mouse button was used. Oh, so you can just go back under. So you can do that. Or you can do that. Okay, gotcha. So ghosts can indeed be wet. Right, okay, so it's like an optional thing that you can do. Gotcha. It's in case you die underwater. Of course it is. Wet ghosts are indeed... Thing is it wet? Or is the water just gently avoiding the ghost? Because water itself isn't wet. Water makes things wet. Right, crocodiles are organized, so we have to be really careful about this. So if we resurrect here, all we have to do is make sure not to aggro them. And also get all the buffs up in case we aggro one of them. Now. Josh, please don't start that discussion. Listen, we've got 4 hours to fill, alright? We're going to argue about something. It's either going to be politics or the wetness of water. Make a choice. Inju says, I guess I'm water then. Do you make things wet? Inju. I cannot believe that you would, on this, a Christian Minecraft stream. How about the wetness of politics? I thought, only 45 minutes ago, this stream would be a good idea. The World of Warcraft player base and this stream's viewership are good at one thing, and that is making me regret. Okay, so now not all the crocodiles are running at me in one go. This is great. This is so much easier. All we have to do is make sure they don't all sprint at me. How many days did it take you to revert to the wet ghost meta? 1. The Premier of Victoria may be stepping down tomorrow. Oh, finally. Is that a good thing? I could just do the political streamer thing of talking about stuff that I'm not really, you know, schooled in, but also just with vibes. 3 streams in a row. Feeding, I am going to, if possible, stream every day. But not for the, like, 8 hours that I was doing before, because that was ridiculous. I'm thinking we stream for like 4 hours a day. 3 to 4 hours a day is a good time. Any more, I think, would get a little bit excessive for, you know, you guys and for me. I think we do 6 PM UK time until 10 PM UK time. That works well. That gives me a decent time to wake up in the morning, walk the dogs, write some YouTube videos, do a bit of editing. That gives me time. And maybe not a huge amount of time, but just enough time. You did nearly burn out last time, which is impressive because you're unemployed. You were put through a huge amount of mental strain. The mods have done a massive service to make sure this stream was in any way even remotely watchable. Now, in all seriousness, I would like to be able to remain relevant enough to continue to stream, but at the same time, I want to not have to... because an 8-hour stream gets boring like 6 hours in. I would rather do a good 4 hours than an average 8. I think you guys can understand that as well. It's the internet. You don't have to be knowledgeable to talk about things. And that's the beauty of the internet, isn't it? Like, anyone can just say anything. There's no checking. No one cares. It's more about vibes. It's so much about vibes. Am I going to hit it before it hits me? Yeah, I am. Hell yeah. Got it. What time does the good 4 hours start? Oh, in a couple of months. I'll stream 4 hours a day until then, but it only gets good in a couple of months. Can you rate the vibes of the stream so far? Say this, are you asking me if I'm a good vibrator? I can't believe that your mind would go there. On this, a Christian Minecraft stream. Everyone behave. I will call everyone's parents. Right, no one leaves until everyone is quiet. Whelm level at perfect setting. There are better streams out there. There are worse, but let's be fair. Both of them would take effort to find. and you're here now. I like to describe the vibes of this stream as, imagine that you've gone on a really long road trip. You've been driving for a long time, you're hungry, you're tired, and you spot like a restaurant on the side of the road, and you pull over and you park up, and you realize that the restaurant's not very good. It's a little bit dodgy, a little bit run down, but the food's fine, and it's kind of what you needed after a long drive. You wouldn't make a trip there specifically, but it's good for now. That's this stream. That's exactly what we do here. Like, this is the little chef of Twitch. This is the Weatherspoons of Twitch. You know that what you get is not going to be good, but it is going to be consistent. It's like the Milton Keynes of Twitch. The rail replacement bus service, but the bus is actually quite good. There we go. As a true Briton, would you ever call a doner kebab a good meal? I mean, absolutely. Only if fed to me. Fed to me. Only if sold... fed to me. Like a child. Only if sold to me by a Turkish man who is 40% body hair and calls me boss man. I also want to watch the meat being freshly shaved off the large stick of mystery meat behind them. Is it horse? Is it rat? Is it just congealed fat? Trick question. Yes. I do have a special fascination with kebab salad because at no other point in my life would I want to eat 1/4 of a head of lettuce and a tiny bit of tomato. But for some reason, when it's served to me in a little plastic cup or a tiny one of those polystyrene holders, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, this is an essential salad. I need this. Also, when they say salad, they do literally just mean, here is a load of lettuce. There was a documentary about how they have very little lamb despite being called lamb kebabs. That's fine. Stick anything in there. Chicken, rat, horse, bit of lamb, go for it. Mystery meat's got the highest protein count. Hey now, my salad was in a pot today. Shep says this isn't going well. Shep, you say that, But I know that all of those crocodiles have got a preset kill limit. Which means if I keep throwing myself at them again and again and again, getting wetter and wetter and wetter as I go, eventually they will give up. My plan for some of the higher level bosses is to die so much they get a little bit scared of me, and so willingly let me beat them once. You know how when you watch wild dogs or wolves play with their young, and they play fight, and they have to let the younglings win because that improves the motivation of the kids? That's my tactic with bosses or PvP. What am I watching right now? You guys chatting to me. Do you mean when I'm not streaming? When I'm not streaming, I'm normally watching the clock until the stream starts again. Maybe you could buy a burger with lettuce and throw it at the crocodiles. The quest in Anarchy Online where one had to buy burgers. I think I've blocked Anarchy Online from my memory for my mental health. I love you, Josh. Long-time YouTube subscriber, new Twitch subscriber. Love your content. You love the idea of me. You don't know the true me. The ghosts, the wetness, the discussions, the salad, the lettuce, the kebabs. But you will. You hang around there and we will there. You'll see it. Yeah, well, thank you, Callian. We are now streaming Saturday +2. Alright, crocolisk skin. Got all 6. I need one more crocolisk meat and then we are done with this quest. We've done this quest way faster than last time. And I'm like a fifth of a way to another level. I am just pounding through these quests. I mean, just like, we are slapping against them again and again. Thank you, it's Jolts, for quoting Idiocracy. Welcome to Twitch. I love you. Welcome to the Twitch stream. I love you. We are truly pounding the crocolisks. RuneScape taught you a lot about British culture, like beer and kebab. Being given a beer and a kebab by a drunk dwarf is... well, it's a key moment in everyone's life, to be honest. We've all been there. I'm doing what? I know exactly what I'm doing, alright? Don't test me. Kebab is British now. In vibes, yes. Like, if you went to wherever invented the kebab, it would probably be a lot nicer than what you get from Bossman down the street. Stop saying it like that. Well, stop saying that I'm pounding the crocolisks. Alright, I'm hammering them good. Look at this. I'm even unleashing my judgment on them. God's getting involved in everything. Look, I'm not a scaly. I'm not a scaly and I'm not a furry. I just have strong opinions toward Captain Amalia from Treasure Planet. We all do. You can't... She doesn't count, it's okay. Thank you. Thank you. See? Glad we got there. Many have said that. Many then wear the suit. Look, I'm not a furry, okay? I'm not. There's just... there are a couple of... like, cat girls can be hot, and Captain Amelia's great, and all that jazz, but... like, nothing more. Hey Josh, I hope you're well. Colin, why did you join at that exact moment? Of all the moments that you could have joined... how do I explain the goat harems then? Anna, listen. I didn't choose the goat harem life. The goat harem life chose me. Pretty much did just appear. around me at one moment, and I had to make a choice about whether I do or don't support the goat harem. Thank you, Callie. I'm not a furry, I just took a wrong turn at the convention. Like, I didn't mean to go to the furry convention, I meant to go to the IT professionals convention. Turns out, same convention. It was the Goat Harem random event. You can't hate me for that, alright? There's... People hated Jesus, for they told him the truth. This is where you get your nice socks from. I mean, what nice socks am I wearing now? It's just regular boring black socks. Sorry, no special socks are happening today. My bad, guys. You would consider playing a werewolf in WoW. We can switch in human and wolf, so it's technically both armors. Do it. Be a switch if you want to be a switch. This was meant to be a family-friendly stream. If you work in IT and you're not a furry, are you really a professional? I think you're just a tourist at that point. Do I have a least favorite class in WoW? Honestly, no. I think they're all interesting. They all bring certain, you know, utility to the group. And if you enjoy playing a class, then yeah, just keep going. You know, go for it, have it, enjoy it. At least you've got to own a pair of knee-high socks. Well, yeah, how else are my legs going to stay warm? I do own a pair of knee-high socks, but not for the reasons that you're thinking. It's not for the dressing up as the classic catgirl ooh-woo nature. It's because they are socks. They're flight socks. You know, the whole deep vein thrombosis thing. You purchase those kind of restricting flight socks that go all the way up to just below your knee, which is how you sell men knee-high socks without them feeling self-conscious. Compression socks. Yeah, that's what they are. Compression socks. I mean, it's not that you've got to worry about. It's all the cat ears. That's the problem. We're going to keep going and hacking through there. You wear them every day so you don't pass out when you stand up. Compression socks are great. They actually made the flight to Japan really nice. Do I own flight compression cat ears too? Yes. That's how they sold them to me. Right, let's fight this thing next. I like how I can stun the thing and then heal myself. That's a beautiful little combo going on right there. Yeah, but obviously if they've got pictures of catgirls on them, they are compression socks. Kompu-woo Eshin socks. I'm not a furry, I'm just aware of the community. When you do part of the stream by wearing a knight helmet. I've got the helmet from Elden Ring Night Rain. That was kind of cool. Howdy, Josh. Hope you and everyone else have a great day. We need to stop talking about this because people are joining the stream and I don't want to keep having to give context for how this makes sense because I'm realizing the more I give context, the worse I sound. Yeah, there's an appreciation, alright? Someone's got to handle the IT infrastructure. That's what it is. Context to what? Knee-high socks. There was a whole conversation before that. You're loving the WoW streams. Well, they're going to continue. Because is that the same shirt as yesterday? Nope. I just own multiple white shirts. I am remarkably boring when it comes to identical clothing. Right, what do we want to do now? We probably want to go and kill the mercenaries up north. Thing is, do you unlock anything at level 17 that it's worth buying for a paladin? I am currently level 17. What is worth it, if anything? White shirts and quarter zips, man. That's pretty much all I own. Let's go with you can be abandoned. I'm going to abandon a couple of the older quests. The ones that no longer give any level of experience. I suppose I could do my Paladin quest, the Tome of Divinity. Head to Stormwind and speak to him when you got time. Yeah, sure, you know what, let's do that. Let's go to Stormwind. Speak to this guy. North or elites, you'll need a group. Ah, okay, cool, right. In that case, I'll just Hearthstone back. How many waistcoats do I own? 7 or 8? Quite a few. I just buy them when I see them and I like them. But do you buy the white shirts in stock or one at a time? I normally buy the triple pack from Marks and Spencer's. They do a 3-pack of white long sleeve collared shirts for like 30 quid. And I'll get them from there. Are the waistcoats for my eventual snooker career? You know, I went to, I think it was York, when there was a snooker tournament going on. And I didn't realise there was a snooker tournament going on at the time. And I went there wearing a white shirt and a waistcoat, as I always do. And almost every restaurant that I walked into, so I was with some friends to get some food, immediately ushered us over to a VIP table. And I didn't realise at the time that they all just thought I was one of the players. Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader on the main screen. English Rambling Man on the second. I'm glad that I'm Rambling Man. Glad that I can bring you that. Yeah, you know, act like you belong and it's fine. That's how it works. These guys should not be attacking me, but, like, I will happily fight them back. You guess it's time to learn how to play snooker. No one's prepared to admit this, but snooker's just really easy. Like, I could probably just walk up to snooker and, like, not win, but I'd do well. I think the professional snooker players are actually just hiding the fact that it's really easy to do. Because, like, I've watched professional sports, and it looks pretty easy. Like, I've never skied, but I could probably ski. Let's be fair. Who's watched the high jump and thought, I could do that? You know what? You probably could. If you believe in yourself, you could do it. If you truly believed, you can do it once. Yeah, like, I've never done that thing where they ski down the massive ramp and they jump at the very bottom of it and they see who can jump the furthest. But, like, if I jumped just a little bit harder than the previous person, I'd go further. That's also such a weird sport. When you think about it, a lot of sports, especially in the Olympics, are just created because two kids looked at each other at one point and said, I bet I can run faster than you. And the other one went, nuh-uh. And then thousands of years later, we now have to check who can run the fastest. And then someone else went, I bet I can slide down 2 planks of wood and jump further than you. And someone else went, nuh-uh. And now every few years we must check who can do that the furthest. It's very important. It's very important we know that. I bet I can run down this track, and if we put little fences in the way, I bet I can jump over them faster than you can. And nuh-uh. Then we checked forever. The thing is, a lot of sports are hunting maneuvers, like the javelin, throwing a spear. I totally get it. The 100-meter sprint, running after something or away. I totally get it. The shot put, throwing a massive ball. I totally get it. So, a lot of sports do seem to basically be built around this used to be a really important thing to be able to do. But then you get a couple of them and you're like, I don't know if this is an important thing to be able to do now. I'm not saying it's a bad sport. Like the hammer throw. That just seems like it would have been useful if you were in a war and had to throw a mace at someone. Yeah, thank you. J-Ho, ball kicking, ball throwing, ball chucking. It seems that the Olympics is pretty much just about handling balls. Also, sometimes sport gets done. Badminton, you say? I actually played that for a while. In fact, the difference between you and me is that you play badminton while I play goodminton. Because I'm just better at it. Ah, that's the difference. The Olympics is about handling balls skillfully. We just play Minton here. Neither good nor bad. It's fine. It's totally fine. Oh yeah, the triple jump. I think the triple jump was again organised by two kids seeing who could jump the furthest, and one of them cheated and did like a little second jump, and then the other one went, you cheated, you're not allowed to do two jumps. And the first kid went like, yeah, you are, you're totally allowed to do that, that's like the rules. And then the first kid did two jumps and got further, and then the first kid that, you know, cheated did it again, but he now did three little hops. And they were, when you cheated, no, I can't believe you did that, you're not allowed to do three little jumps. And the kid was like, yeah, you are though. And then they did it. And then they decided to stop at the three little bits. The hop, the skip, and the jump. Right, Tome of Divinity. I need to turn off... Okay, so is there a way that I can just get rid of rested XP? I don't need that anymore. Add-ons, rested XP, stop, reload. Because it's annoying me that it's clicking through the quests for me. I don't want that to happen. We're playing on Thunderstrike EU. Right, let's get rid of... I probably don't... What don't I need? I probably don't need the small spider leg. Right, Tome of Divinity. Here in Stormwind I am responsible for putting paladins on the path to greater virtue, as they devote themselves to the light and defend Azeroth from the Scourge and other threats. The time has come for you to take your first step toward being a truly virtuous. If you accept it, I will give you a Book of Divinity. Yeah, let's do it. I love books. Books are great. Do I still play OSRS off stream? That is the third time you've asked and the third time I've said yes. In all things, a paladin must reflect the light which supplements our strength. To strive to be divine for one of our kind does not mean we strive for godhood. We strive to be good in all actions. Although called upon to smite evil in these harsh times, you must always remember that it's aiding others that will truly set you apart from the citizens of Azeroth. Right. Yo. You want to prove that I have the patience to help others? I will do this. Find someone here in Stormwind that is in need of aid. Someone who is pure of heart and motive. Perhaps someone helping others. Perhaps someone in need of a guide. The person must have noble intent and be relying on your kindness. Search for the Trade District for Stephanie Turner. Turner? I hardly know her. I think paladins can help others by violently battering a lot of people to death with a big hammer. Right, let me go and find Stephanie. Oh yeah, by the way, there's construction happening outside the house, so you're being treated to the power saw right now. Can you guys hear that? Do I need to close the window so the power saw doesn't quite... You know what? Just imagine that it's the sound of Stormwind being built. If I go and stand near some kind of construction happening in the game, you can just assume that it's ambient noise. There you go. Immersion. It's good. Can you open the window further? Right, let me go and see if I can just sort this out. Let me go and tell them to stop building houses. The Carpenters Guild are working outside. Yeah, they are. See, this is just the noise. This is what Stormwind sounds like. This is all it is. This is Stormwind. Hang on. Right. If I shut the window, it's going to get really warm. Okay. It's about to get super warm. Hang on, I'm going to... Okay, beautiful. We've also put the old... Now there's no more. Cool, we're good now. We're all doing good. Tell them to stop building houses. What are you, the government? Turn on the AC. I don't want to play Armored Core right now. I'm going to play World of Warcraft for a bit. You, Stephanie Turner.
You need something?
Oh, hello. She's Yorkshire. Oh, hello, love. How go your adventures? Oh, I'm so glad you're doing well. Oh, mate, thanks for asking. I'm doing well, all things considered. Increasing tradesmen has kind of put a damper on the amount of leather and cloth people are willing to part with these days. So it's been tougher to make clothing for children at orphanage. But we'll manage. And by we, I mean my husband and I. He's up in Ironforge trying to seek help from citizens there. The accents do change as we go on. So just bear with me on this. Bless their hearts, most of them have got no families because of scourge attacks in the last decade. My husband collects materials for me to make shirts and pants for children, but I haven't even had time to do that. I've been too focused on keeping food on plates and a roof over their head. What's that? You'd be willing to help? Oh, thank the light. Thank you, Josh Din. If you could bring me some linen cloth, I could sew clothes for kids. That'd help me out so much. Bring 10 linen cloth. There you go. Thanks so much. The children will be pleased. I'll now be able to focus on their other needs, and me John will be able to return home sooner than thought. Thanks again.
Hello.
Okay, right. I have seen the legend of a paladin. Are these children sickly? Because we could just kill them. I'll take these to the children this very day. Stay safe, good paladin. It's not often men of your character show their faces in the city.
Have a good one.
What? Everyone around here has saved the world like 4 times. We don't... Purger? No purging. Sorry. Let me sell some stuff to this weapons merchant. Right, let me browse your goods. So, edged bastard sword of the whale. You can be sold. Just sell everything else. None of this is needed. Like, it's probably important, but... It's just... This is low-level twink gear. And by selling it to the shop, what I do is I reduce the number of low-level twinks in the game. Which personally is a very important thing to do. Anything I can do to reduce the number of twinks in the game, I think is a... Oh, god damn it! Sold the quest item. Can I buy the quest item back? Buy back. Crispy spider meat. Thank you. Yeah, sold the wrong thing. What about high-level twinks? No. We're not getting into that. We just sell everything else. Then I will go do the rest of the quest. Okay, cool. I think we're good. You know what? We don't any of these like recipes. Who does recipe stuff in this game? No one does. Honestly, just a bit of a lie. It's a horde trick to make you engage with dull, boring mechanics. Rock hammer plus 6 strength. Oh no, that'd be worse. Cool. Let's go. What about cute femboy twinks? Limsa Laminsa is that way. Am I going to max out every class before Wrath comes out? I think you're overestimating my abilities. I have 3 weeks until the Black Temple comes out, and I'm not going to have any maxed class by then. Even if you give me months until Wrath comes out, probably not. Josh, what's the most British joke I know? Oh, good question. I mean, probably a joke stolen from another culture. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're going to get every class to the dead mines. That's going to happen. You've returned so quickly, Joshidan. And what have you accomplished in your time away from the cathedral? Have you helped a noble cause? Perhaps you've learned the value of charity, or some more about your obligations to the citizens of Azeroth. Tell me, who have you helped and how? Well, I'm impressed, Joshidan. Those are surely the actions of one who follows the light and values others above oneself. Such sacrifice will always be rewarded in time. Take this. It's called the Symbol of Life. You've proven charitable and patient, and now the time has come to see if you're powerful enough to focus one of the light's greatest gifts. My friend Gazen returned recently from an encounter with some Defias in Elwyn near Hero's Vigil. He barely escaped with his life. He's near the altar having his wounds healed by our priests. Take the symbol and speak to him. If you can help him, then we will speak again. May you bask in the light's glory. What? Why don't you help him? He's over here. Your friend is hurt. Right, here we go. What's up? The Tome of Divinity. Scotland. It's a pleasure to meet you, Paladin. Don't mind my wounds. Good priest ale can take care of Gazin this time. I won't be needing the power of that symbol of life you got there. Not yet, anyway. So, Jonathan sent you to speak to me. Fair enough. I'll tell you exactly what befell me and my friend Hens, and with any luck, some skill on your part, perhaps you can still help us all. Hens and I had made it to Hero's Vigil, an island in the middle of the Stone Cairn Lake in northeast Elwyn. We'd heard the Defias had infiltrated our borders, and we wanted proof to take to the King's advisors. We caught sight of a couple of the scum going over some documents, and we attacked. Unfortunately, we were quickly overwhelmed by more of the mages. Hens held them off for me while I escaped. The daft fool. Going and being brave. He's out there now, Henses. Can you help us? Right, let me go and help somebody else. God damn it. It's the Smith from every RPG ever. All Smiths are Scottish, it's true. Some of you are like, what amazing voice acting. Right, listen, we've done Yorkshire, Gruff, and Scottish. We are into the bad voices now. Alright, we're going to get Camp German, Italian, and then I'm going to be honest with you, it's all going to devolve into Indian. That's what's going to happen. I'm just preparing you. Okay, don't expect too much of me. No Brummy. Birmingham? Maybe we can give him a Birmingham accent when we find him. That one kind of Liverpudlian. We'll do that. Can I do an American accent? Too well. I feel the Americans would be annoyed at how good it is. Even borrowing your voice acting from other cultures. Yes. That's how we do it. Right, what was the quest? Where is it? The Tome of Divinity. Head to Hero's Vigil in northeast Elwyn. Right, where's northeast Elwyn? So we are... Where are we? We are there. So northeast is... Oh, I see where we're going. Yeah, okay, cool. Gotcha. It's by Goldshire. Right. Yeah, I see what's happening now. Is your IRL name Josh? Yes. A French accent at some point. Yeah, we'll do a French accent. No problem at all. We can do that. Let's hear that southeastern US southern drawl. We'll save that for when we get to a character with a gun. Did I do Welsh already? No, I'm saving that for an important character. Can you also do an Indian accent? I'll let you in on a secret. Every single British person can do an Indian accent, but only when they aren't trying to do it. Only when they're trying to do any other accent. And then what happens is it slowly but surely devolves into Indian. That happens. And it will happen the more I try and do accents here. And I'm not sure if it's racist. I don't know. Like, we'll have to go back and double check. I'm going to be honest, I kind of backtracked on the idea of making the racism tier list. Because I don't think people would understand what I was trying to do with it. But what I was trying to do was make a list of accents that I am allowed to do and accents that I'm not allowed to do. And this ended up being some kind of like A to F tier list based on offense caused. You can do the tier list, just change the name. Accents that a British person is allowed to do. Yeah, because, like, S tier is totally fine. Go for it. No one's going to be offended. And I think, like, German is in there, because I think the Germans would just laugh at it and find it funny. French is probably in there, but I think you're more likely to offend a British person than a French person by trying. C tier, that's when you start to get to things like Indian. And I'm like, I don't think... Like, it's fine, but I don't think people are going to appreciate it. F tier would be like Chinese. Because I just don't think I could do it well. I don't think I could do it in a way that doesn't feel super exploitative. How about Mexican? For every Mexican person I've ever met has been super chill. I do remember a while back that they removed a poncho from Mario in one of the Mario games because people were saying it was offensive to Mexicans, and the only people that were really, really, really sad that it was gone were Mexican people. They were like, put the poncho back, this was great. I hear you're a racist now, Father. I can't do full-time racism. Like, I can probably do it on the weekends. Anyone that's not seen Father Ted is going to be really confused by that statement. Oh, that's going to be clipped and sent out of context, and they're going to love it. Everyone say hello, Visa, because that's clearly going to be a YouTube clip at some point. You'd say Scandinavian is fine, we'd laugh it off, although good luck, because people get them wrong and mix them all the time. Like, look, all of the kind of Nordic countries, I cannot tell the difference. Scandinavian people, from the ones I've met, are really chill and just normally very, very happy, because it's a pretty good quality of life. But I wouldn't be able to do the accent. When I start doing accents for any kind of voice acting, the problem is that I know that I'm going to get cancelled eventually. I could just do like a gruff English accent for every character, but I think that's offensive to Ben Starr. I could do Irish, that would be fine. I think that if I did a good Irish accent, the Irish would laugh and then try to fight me. And if I did a bad Irish accent, they would laugh and then try to fight me. So I don't think the outcome is changing much on that, to be honest. Maybe Northern Islanders. Yeah, they would. I can do a good Northern Irish accent, because the Irish accent is not just the stereotypical, oh, leprechauns, top of the morning to you, kind of stuff. I think Jacksepticeye's got that covered. I think the more gruff one, the Northern Ireland, that's the one that the women find a lot sexier. I was in a play a couple of years ago where I had to be Northern Irish for the entire time. So I was doing Northern Irish for the entire time I was on stage in the play, and then people would meet me after the theatre show, and they'd be like, I love you, that was a fantastic performance, thank you very much. And I'd say, oh, thank you, that's really kind of you, that's very, very wonderful of you to say. And they were like, oh shit, you're British. Well, you didn't expect that. Can you go back to the other one, please? Yeah. That happened. It's always a shame when people get upset when you're not that. Jamaican accent. Right, we're going back to the racism tier list. Okay, so a couple of years ago, I was in a theatre show. And it was a variety style show, which means there was like lots of different acts, lots of different songs, lots of different plays and performances and poems. And there was an actor, forget the guy's name, I think it was like Mike. Mike is, I mean, that's not his name, but we're going to go with it. Mike is like the most English person you've ever met. And he was assigned to sing Don't Worry, Be Happy, which is a Bob Marley song. And the one thing we had to pull Mike aside and say was, like, listen, you can't do the accent when you sing the song. You've just got to do the song as best you can sing it. And he's like, yeah, I totally understand. Turns out he did not understand, because he then walked out on stage and went, don't worry, be happy. And I'm like, Mike, that is not your accent. You're just doing Jamaican badly. And the audience thought it was really offensive. I thought it was very funny, because I was just laughing at it the whole time. Your brain wants to do the switch. It does. It wants to do it. Your brain needs to switch, because you want to do the Bob Marley accent. It's a Bobby McFerrin song. Sorry, I don't know the history of it. I just assume that, you know, given enough time, eventually everything is a British song. Right, now I need to fight these wizards. Here we go. Hell yeah. Okay, that went well. I'll take it. Have I ever listened to Steven Seagal Jamaican accent? Listen, alright? Songs from the Crystal Cove is a brilliant album. You have no idea how much Steven Seagal he want to punani. I'm not even kidding. Go and listen to Songs from the Crystal Cove. It is an album. It is a kind of jazz, upbeat, half rap album written by Steven the Chair Seagal. Okay, so hens I need to use, I'm guessing, the symbol of life on you. There we go. It is a very real album, unfortunately. Alright, Hans. You're alive again, my bro. Thank you, brother. Seeing you wield the symbol of life, may I assume Dothorian of Gazin sent you? I fell to the Defias spellcasters while Gazin and I tried to get the plans from them. I was able to hold on long enough to allow Gazin to escape, but in the end their magics overwhelmed me. But you were able to bring me back. The ability to use the symbol does not come to just anyone, Joshidin. It bodes well for you that you are able to empower it with your own faith. I would like to thank everyone for being here before I was cancelled. Look, it's not my fault that he has an Indian accent, alright? I was just being genuine to the character. Thank you for all the videos. He did not redeem. Right, what are we doing now? Okay, the Defier script. Let's kill some more wizards. It was a law-accurate accent. Let me ask you a question. Someone in chat earlier said they were Indian and I could do that, so I got permission. Some of you redeemed your Prime sub just instinctually on doing that. Reported for being too... When's the first Kick stream? Alright, it's been fun on Twitch. I'll see you all on Kick. Oh, I should have gone to Streamer University. They would have told me to not do that. Oh, I should listen to Ludwig. Grey mobs give no experience. That's true, but I need to kill them because the Tome of Divinity requires me to get the Defier script from them. We have a look at this. The Tome of Divinity. Retrieve a Defier script from the Defier's rogue wizards and return it to Stormwind. So, I've got to find a script from one of these guys. I am just always happy that if everything does go tits up, I can just stream on Kick. What class would I teach in Streamer Uni? I'd probably teach how not to get cancelled, and I would do it through practical demonstrations of all the things that could get you cancelled. The degen gambling era. This is why we needed the racism tier list. I would have looked at it and seen Indian in like E tier and been like, that's not going to go well for me. Maybe you could meet the top retro streamers. Maybe I could become the top retro streamer. Maybe that's what I could be. Maybe that's my true calling. Do not be like me. There we go, got the script. Fantastic. And now I think we're taking the script back to... Do you have to read it? Hang on. The plan is set in motion. Take the once great bastion of faith, Heroes Vigil, as our base camp, and we'll begin to move reinforcements to you from Westfall once you have sent word that it has been suitably prepared. Oh, the Defias Brotherhood will take back Stormwind, apparently. I see. So, get them, bring them back to Gazin, and he'll know what's going on. Gazin is the one in the thing. Right, cool, let's go back to Stormwind. Boy, I hope the new voiced character isn't Chinese. We are not allowed to play Mist of Pandaria. That entire expansion is off limits for reasons that should be very apparent to anyone who's been here for more than 5. Why? Please play it. I can't wait to see how badly that goes with accents. Jim Cummings can get away with it. Yeah, he's better at voice acting than I am. Who... That's a good point. Who is... When did Jim Cummings do the... Yeah, you know what? None of the actors in Tenchu were Japanese. So surely I can get away with it as well. It's a skill issue on my part. Although, the same voice actor that did Colonel Campbell in Metal Gear Solid did Master Shionsai in Tenchu. Just do your best Jackie Chan impression. I could do the impression of the uncle from Jackie Chan Adventures. That could work. I think Robert Downey Jr. is the only actor that can get away with it in Tropic Thunder. Because he wasn't just doing an accent. He was a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV, and the NPCs in the Japanese-inspired region all speak in British and Scottish accents. I can do that for every character. That's absolutely fine. To be fair, Robert Downey Jr. was absolutely top-tier acting with that. I feel that was... There's a difference that people don't get between, like, a loving homage and just a piss take. And that's what you've got to kind of find the right level for. Because anyone can just mock something by doing a bad version of it. But you've got to show that you're not mocking by doing a bad version. You're almost lovingly embracing the differences. And that's what we've got to do. Like, I can lovingly embrace Scottish, Irish, and Welsh because we all live so close together and all of them just want to be English so badly. But the further you get away from your country of origin, the more it becomes, well, now you're just taking the piss. Prime rage bait. Straight up prime. Somewhere there is a Scottish, Irish, or Welsh person being angry. Did I wake up and decide to choose violence today? No, I just decided that I'm going to keep streaming. This is what happens when you stream WoW Classic. This close to streaming on Kick. We'll phone up Rage. We'll see what she thinks of my Welsh accent. The Welsh accent can come out next, don't you worry. I'm just speedrunning getting banned. I mean, the classic joke, and this is a very adult joke, so kids leave the room right now. I suppose the classic joke is, did you know that the Welsh actually invented the condom through using a sheep's intestine. And then the English perfected it by removing it from the sheep. Oh, classic jokes. You're allowed to laugh. Comedy is legal again, remember? Can I pronounce the funny Welsh shitty? Oh, the really long name one. No, I can't. No, I can't. Neo's like reported. What for? Being too funny. Oh, God. That's an old one. You must have heard it 10 years ago. Yeah, none of my comedy's new. In fact, the longer you spend around this stream, the more you'll realize that everything I say is pretty much just on a 30-minute loop. Yeah, even if you are new to the stream, you'll realize that I tell the same stories and make the same jokes roughly once every 30 minutes. Like the time that I said succulent Chinese meal instead of succulent Chinese meal. Or when I got tank stance the wrong way around. And I said, it's the loop again! You're back. You're back here. It's like a warm hug. It's like home, isn't it? Give me that wet ghost. What happened to the warlock? He drowned. Oh, Stank Tants, thank you, Rosenfry. You've missed the loop. We've all missed the loop in a way. God, what have we done for the last 3 months? Inju wants to leave. You can't leave, Inju. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm going to be streaming every day for like 3 to 4 hours a day, which I think is fair. I think I can still make YouTube videos and take care of myself mentally and physically and walk the dogs and get housework done and just generally be while also still streaming like 3 to 4 hours a day. That's fair. I can do that. The loop had a 3-month technical issue. It was refining itself. That's true, but can you guys handle 4 hours a day? You probably can't. After all these years, the loop is still here, and you're as beautiful as the day I lost you. There are better streams, you all know that. You could all go to them, you just choose not to. Hey Josh, I'm a fan of the YouTube channel, I hope you have a good stream. If you want to remain a fan of me, then I would suggest leaving. Because you've probably got an image of me built up from the YouTube videos that I think I'm going to damage the longer you stay around. People join all the time and say, hey, I really like the YouTube videos, and I'm thinking, I'm probably going to do myself a disservice here. Right, here we go. Scotland, is Hen safe? Were you successful? Between your skill with a weapon and the power of the light, I'd imagine Hero's Vigil is safe from any defiant threat. But that's for the king and his advisors to see. Wonderful, you made it and you saved Hens! The light's with you for sure. I'll take the script to the king's advisors after Jurathin's taken a look at them. But in the meantime, you should go speak with Jurathin now. They'll be wanting to pat you on the back for sure. Thank you, again. I hope we meet again. You're surely an ally I'd be proud to call a friend. Cool, redemption. Thank you for casting me that spell. You've done well this day. You should take some pride in what you've accomplished. Thank you, Jurathin. I do feel a sense of pride and accomplishment. Even more so, you should be proud of your abilities. Not everyone can use the power of the symbol of life. Calling upon the light to bring back the dead means you're prepared for one of the paladin's greatest honors, the power of resurrection. You shall have the power to bring back fallen companions, much like you did for Hens. Be well. The light shines upon you, and you should welcome it wholly. Thank you, Jurathin. I welcome the light into me wholly. I now know redemption. I can redempt people. Get ready to be redeemed. I welcomed the light wholly into my whole. And now we go, and I assume that's like all of the... Yeah, that's everything I could have done. I've got some Westfall quests that I don't think I need to do. Do not redempt. Can we take a moment to appreciate the fact that level 17 Paladin now has mastery over life and death? This is why I could never get on board with NPCs dying in cutscenes, and I'm like, just bring them back. In fact, I'm pretty sure I made a short joke video about that years ago. Hi Josh, how do you stay consistent with content creation? I've been away for 3 months. That is not a good question to ask me. I think that I stay consistent over a long enough time period if you allow for large enough leeways. Okay, where are we going now? What's the next quest we've got? I suppose we can just go back to Lochmoden, can't we? Because that's got stuff to do. To stay consistent, one must simply keep going. How do I manage to not be consistent? I just get distracted a lot by a lot of things. In the lore of the world, resurrections are kind of rare. Players being able to do it gets kind of ignored. Is it like death is just being knocked unconscious and then you're just waking somebody up, as opposed to actually bringing them all the way back to life? Right, let's go to Lochmoden, and that's going to take a minute or two to fly, and I'm going to take 2 minutes to grab a drink. I'll be back in 2. Don't go anywhere. Or do. I'm not your dad. Here's a DVD logo, and I'll see you in 5. Did you miss the dead mines? Look, even if you did, you know that I would just go back and, like, do them again. Also, I'm opening the window because it is way too stuffy in here. Okay, the window is open. That might mean that, yep, there are, you know, noises outside, but you've just got to kind of deal with that. You've just got to deal with the possible construction noises because it is way too warm in this room. Like, I am melting a little bit. There's a little bit of melting going on. Not much, just a little bit. Just a soupçon of melting. Do you want the DVD? God, I missed the corner, did I? But did I? Ah, okay, that was not quite the corner. It was close, though. No more DVD logo for you. It's gone. Deal with that. Just a little bit of melting as a treat. Right, that is gone. This is fine. Okay, cool. If I'm still in the worst MMO ever series, I am. Would I do worst MMO ever FF14? Okay, not for a while, because I think the series is about exploring relatively unknown or lesser played MMOs, and I straight up don't think that FF14 is an unknown or a lesser played MMO. It's one of the most popular played MMORPGs. I feel that if I made worst MMO ever Final Fantasy XIV, people would just accuse me of clickbaiting at that point. So I'll do that roundabout when I do worst MMO ever, World of Warcraft, RuneScape, Guild Wars 2 kind of thing. The series, I think, is fun because it's about exploring the lesser played MMOs. And FF14 is a dead MMO. No, it's not. This is the Burning Crusade Anniversary Edition. The series worst MMO ever gives me the freedom to explore the more obscure games. You won't have to wait long because FF14 has lost like 80% of its player base recently. Hasn't it just... They've just finished playing the patch and now a new thing will come out and they'll come back to it. It's not going to die. It's one of the larger games. Do I consider PlanetSide 2? I have considered it. I've looked into it. Played it for a bit a while ago. Wasn't really a massive fan of it, to be honest. Right. Grey mobs don't give experience, so there is just straight up no point killing grey mobs. But if we can get to where the green mobs are, we will start to see some experience again. Right, let's see what happens here. Can we submit a lawsuit to Squeenix for false advertising since Final Fantasy is never final? I mean, yeah, go for it. Tell them I said it's fine. The problem with sensational language, such as this MMO is dead, is, or you know, this is the worst MMO ever, is people don't look for the subtlety within it, and they read the title and immediately just jump back and attack. Be honest, do you genuinely think the most unhinged Final Fantasy fans would leave me alone if I made a video called Worst MMO Ever Final Fantasy XIV? They wouldn't even watch it. They would just immediately jump to defending in the comments and attacking me as a person. Many people have done that. I've had people leave long comments on videos accusing me of just attacking the game, and then I've asked, did you watch the video? And they've replied, no, why should I? And I'm like, because that's the title of the series, not my evaluation of the game. And then people go and watch the video, and I've even had people sometimes comment again and be like, yeah, sorry, you actually say some nice things. People don't want to engage with media. People want to let you know how the title of the media made them feel emotionally. You can dislike Final Fantasy XIV for whatever, but if you think it is genuinely the worst MMORPG ever made, you have not played enough. The problem, I think, is just the amount of people that need to let me know how the title lets them feel. It depends. Some games you give a bad rating, like League of Angels. Yeah, that's just a bad game. Also, how can you... What? You shouldn't be able to do that, enemy. Oh, he's going to run up there and bring the enemies down from there, isn't he? Yeah, like, you can dislike Final Fantasy XIV for whatever reason, but you still have to accept that it is a well-made game. Everyone will engage in the comments section. They will, but at some point the engagement in the comments section is just not worth the mental... I suppose the word is strife for it. Because they get a little bit unhinged. They really do. And it's a bit scary when you see the people that have nothing better to do. Because you have to remember, some people do nothing else with their lives than spend 8 hours a day playing one MMO game. Not even multiple, just one. So when you then go and say bad things about it, oh, they've got to jump to its defense. They've got to defend it right now. But you need the validation. The MMORPG player base consists of a lot of people. Unfortunately, a lot of the people that spend time contacting you because of their opinions on the game are the people who have an emotional vested interest within the game. How would you rate an MMO like FF14? You don't rate the entire thing, you rate it on some quality systems that you can see. You don't need to stay in every room of a hotel to rate a hotel. You don't need to eat every single meal at a restaurant to rate the restaurant in general. You don't get to rate the specific meal that you haven't tried. So like, I can't say this raid is good or that raid is bad, but I can say the general construction of the game based on the UI, the graphics, the download process, the system usage, the stacking mechanics, the NPCs, that kind of stuff. You can get a general vibe of quality within a relatively quick time if you know what you're looking for. I've even made a video explaining how I rate MMORPGs. Because consider this as well. Do you think most people are going to put more than a single hour into a game if that first hour isn't fun for them? I can answer the question for you. They don't. Now, if you really like an MMORPG, you may turn around and say, yeah, but you've got to give it longer before it gets good. Yeah, you know what? I completely agree with you. But most people aren't going to do that. You aren't going to be sat on their shoulder guiding them, because new players aren't playing through your memories. New players are playing the experience they have right now. And if I put 50 to 100 hours into a game, even though I haven't seen the end of the game, I am going to have seen a damn sight more than most people who just try it. Because time is limited and valuable. Most people stop reading books that they don't like a few chapters in. People will stop watching a TV series if the first episode or two doesn't grab them. People will stop eating a meal that they don't like a couple of bites in. You can't say, yeah, but keep going because dessert's really good. No. There is a level of it has to be good from the start. And when I say it has to be good, I don't mean that it has to present you with every single mechanic that you're ever going to experience in the game. I mean that you have to understand that there's going to be a level of progression. You have to see the systems. You have to see the construction. You have to see and think, I want more of this. And I think some of the best MMORPGs, what they give you at the very start, by the time you get to the end of them, what you have is more of that. And World of Warcraft Classic is exactly the same. It may sound stupid, but when you start WoW Classic, let's take the human starting area as an example. The first thing you do is get a quest from a guy in front of you, run up to a bunch of identical enemies, hit them, use the abilities on your hotbar, win. That's basically the game. Like, it doesn't change hugely at the end. How do I get to these things? The Stone Splitter Bone Snappers. How do I access these guys? Is it the cave outside that I need to go into? I understand that raiding is much more complicated than most other things in this game. I get that. But you also have to look and realize that raiding is effectively understanding your class, working out the rotation, and pressing the buttons at the right time, which is something that you've been doing since the start. When people turn around and say, oh, don't worry, the game completely changes at the end. Why? Surely you would just do more of what you've already got. Take right and pass around the hill. Turn right and pass around the hill. That way? Like up here? Because the cave is on the left. So I'm going to assume it's not in here. Because what I need to find are the shaman. Is this hardcore? No. Oh yeah, we're in here. This is where they are. So when I rate MMORPGs, or when I make videos on them, I have to explain to people, listen, if you want me to put 1,000 hours into your game before I rate it, that's fine. But I'm not going to be able to make a living doing that because your game is simply not popular enough to get enough YouTube views for that to matter. I need to be able to divide the amount of time I put in and the ability to make a living doing it. Because if I can't do that, I'm simply not going to engage with it. If you have 10,000 hours in your game and you want to show that game off to people, then you are welcome to make a video, or you are welcome to commission somebody else to make a video. That's fine. But I have to balance trying to be as fair as I can to the game and entertaining the audience that are going to watch it. It's a niche within a niche. And I don't want to shit on your game for the sake of shitting on your game. I also don't want you to feel that you are your game, and if I don't particularly like it, that means I don't like you. That's not the case at all. Can I ask why your Twitter page was filled with YouTube comments for a time? Because they are really, really, really good at generating engagement and getting responses to, and I don't value Twitter at all. So all I was using that for was to build up a huge amount of engagement on Twitter to boost the analytics of the Twitter page, which means I could then go to people that wanted to commission me to make videos and say, look, these are my analytics, I'm appealing to loads of people, therefore pay me more. I was effectively manipulating the Twitter algorithm behind the scenes to be able to negotiate a higher paycheck for a project I was on, which ended up not happening anyway, which is why I stopped posting stuff on Twitter. Social media is a tool. If you are not using it to make money, I guarantee that it is using you to destroy your mental health and feed you a load of useless crap. If you aren't using it, it's using you. YouTubers don't particularly care about Twitter, but marketers do. If you're on Twitter and you're using it to get some news, that's fine, but do also be aware that it has a vested interest on keeping you on Twitter, on itself. Twitter is not your friend. Instagram is not your friend. They are systems designed to keep you on them. Use them for what benefits you. If you realize that you are not getting a benefit from it, if you realize that you are leaving social media unhappy, or your day is worse when you get off social media, then be on it as little as possible. Use it as a tool to improve your life, and the moment it stops improving your life, it is no longer a tool, it is now an addiction and a problem, and you can get rid of it. You need to be in control of it. Once it's in control of you, the power shifts. Social media is not social. It is anti-social media, it is parasocial media. Curate your algorithm to show you the things that make you happy. And believe it or not, that will probably be curating me off it. Because I will show things that make people angry and annoyed, sad, and irritated, because these are the things that statistically simply get shared more. I hate it, it sucks, but unfortunately it's a numbers game and you've got to play it. People have said to me, why don't I just post positive stuff on my social media? To me, social media is a marketing tool. That's all it needs to be. It simply needs to generate more interest so I can go to marketers and use it as a negotiation tactic. If it's not generating more numbers, it's not beneficial to me. I am so sweaty, it's true. The construction has stopped, the window is open, there's a nice breeze going on now, but I am still, oh man, I'm still sweating. Welcome in, Sheba. How are you doing today? So my advice for anyone that has social media is the moment you realize that your mental health is suffering for it, just get rid of it. Try and live as long as you can without it. Guarantee you're better off for it. So why the new stream schedule? I realized that I like making YouTube videos and I like streaming, and I was trying to fit a schedule where I was doing one of them on either day, and that was... it wasn't making me happy. So I thought, you know what? I would rather do it where I have a certain amount of YouTube videos on one day and a certain amount of stream on the other. But I want to be able to stream every day because I like streaming every day. I enjoy it. Plus, and this is the real reason, I'm scared that if I get good at a class and I only stream on Saturdays and Sundays, when I pick the game up again on Saturday, I will have forgotten my rotation. I will forget what to do if I only stream it twice a week. But if I do a few hours every day, I will be forced to remember how to play the game. Plus, I realized that if I was streaming for 8 hours on Saturday and Sunday, that's a total of 16 hours a week. But they weren't 16 high-quality hours, because you get tired after a while. And I could probably do about 4 hours of streaming before I get super tired. So instead of doing 8 hours and then 8 hours, why don't I just do 4 hours like every day? Maybe with one day off in the middle of the week or something. That way, I'm actually streaming more hours over the week in general, and those hours are higher quality, and they are more consistent, which allow me to remember what the hell I'm meant to be doing. Yeah, I know that my rotation as a paladin is hit it with a hammer, so like it's not the most complicated rotation. Sometimes you've got to use seals, sometimes you've got to click judgment, but let's be honest, that's high tier advanced stuff. And I'm not doing that. I'm not a high tier advanced player, I don't need to be. I've got a guild to carry me. And sometimes I'll drink a nice ice-cold glass of milk. Love the YouTube videos. First time I'm able to catch stream. Welcome in, Shade. How you doing today? Hopefully you're having a lovely day. Why are we hitting seals? They're adorable and innocent. I just need to express my admiration for Kiss from a Rose. Do I ever take notes to remind myself where I am in a game? No, I just freeball it every time, man. I just return to that game and just raw dog the narrative, hoping I can remember what I'm meant to be doing. Drinking milk that was sitting in the bag for days. The great thing is, if you leave milk in your bag for long enough, when you come to drink it, you can actually just save a lot of time and eat it. See? Convenience. Your mother discovered the term raw dogging this week. I love that it's not even millennials. It's like, is it Gen Z, Gen X, Gen Alpha, whatever Gen is going now. When they say, oh, I'm just going to raw dog boredom. Meditating. That's what you're doing. You're meditating and you're allowing yourself to be bored, which is good, but it seems strange that you have to add the phrase, I'm going to raw dog life, in order to make meditating seem cooler than it is. You can just say meditating. That's fine. No one's going to take the piss. If anything, we're all very proud that you're doing something. I don't think you're meant to be able to jump up here, but, like, you can, so... Or you can at least get those guys to come and attack you. God damn it. I'm sure you can jump up there. Guess you can't. I've patched it. Did he make another one? I don't appreciate the accusation in your voice. I now need to kill... What am I killing? Yeah, there we go. Shamans. You're not a fan of meditating. Well, I think it's a useful thing to try and do, at least. It's a way of... I suppose the language is a way of differentiating yourself from the previous generation, even if what you are doing is effectively the same thing. I need to kill, like, 2 more of these things. Have I been to any town fairs and seen more Hatsune Miku performances? I haven't, but I'm really hoping the Miku performer, Seracina, is down south at some point. Any games on the horizon I'm excited about? New games? No. Re-releases of old games on Good Old Games? Yes. So we will get to those eventually. It's still bizarre that I'm in the south, down in Brighton. EverQuest Hero's Journey, you get to pick 3 classes on your choices. Oh, EverQuest, the new EverQuest Legends, the one that's coming out soon. I think it's out now, isn't it, EverQuest Legends? For those of you unaware, EverQuest, one of the older MMORPGs, is releasing a new server called EverQuest Legends. There is a new gameplay element to it. Instead of picking 1 class, you pick 3, which means everything in the game is now soloable. You can level all 3 classes, you can make some overpowered builds, and then you can take on some much harder bosses. And they might be releasing special content just for EverQuest Legends. So a lot of people are enjoying it quite a lot. All 3 in one character, yes. So you could be a knight, wizard, necromancer if you wanted to be. So it's like a season. It's going to be a permanent server. Because the thing that people love about EverQuest is, I mean, it's classic, it's got some really cool maps, got some great lore, great history, but it's not very solo friendly. You kind of have to have a team to do a lot of the stuff. So Legends was designed around saying, okay, you can solo everything by leveling all 3 classes on one character, and you can make instances of any map that you want to go to. So it's much more solo friendly than it was before. So go and give it a go. Okay, so I am actually struggling right now. I think I might need to drink a health potion in a second. Okay, potions up, now we're fighting. Let's go. Okay, cool. Here we go. That was a tough bit of a fight. We survived it. We're very close to another level. We're like 1 kill away. And I think this is how we get out the cave, which is good. Hang on. Have I gone the wrong way in the cave? Have I gone back into the cave when I should have gone out? Yes, I have. Oh, that was a clutch level up in order to fully heal. God damn. That was very close. I did not mean to do that. But that was much clutch. Okay, how do I get out this cave? Is it that way? Or is it all the way south? It's all the way south, isn't it? No. It is north. It is this way. Okay, cool. Yeah, there we are. I know where I'm going now. Saved by the level up right there. What's the US equivalent of Brighton? Somewhere artistic by the sea. Best way of looking at it. That was a tactical ding. I raw dogged that level up. That's what I did. Right. Okay, yeah, deflection, increased parry chance again. Parry chance just seems pretty good. Like, increasing it by 5% when I'm tanking, it's going to be good to be able to parry. Not sure how good parry chance actually is. I just assume it's good. Not sure if you've played or explored, but do you enjoy lore in League of Legends? I don't know much about League of Legends. I know from talking to some of my friends that it seems to be one of the few games that people absolutely hate and yet will continue to play. Like, it's a game that makes them actively angry and yet they don't stop playing it. And they tell me how annoyed they are and I see how angry they are and I'm like, how was that? And they're like, this is the worst game ever. My team is shit. This is awful. And the next game they're like, okay, I'm going to play it again. So, I never really vibed with that. You can't end on a loss. And of course, you can't end on a winning streak either. I just think that they've Stockholm syndromed themselves into liking it. Like, it's very popular. You could play Teamfight Tactics. That's from LoL 2 and popular. I could, or I could not do that. Like, all of these super popular games, I'm sure they're great. People like them. I'm just going to play WoW. Play RuneScape. Play Neverwinter. Play old retro games on good old games. And just kind of enjoy it. There is still a level of enjoyment that I get from gaming, and I don't want that to die too quickly. It's hard to play another game when you have one that you know inside out and are decently good at. You know what, Mags? That's a really good way of putting it. I think some people treat video games almost like sports or playing an instrument, as in they don't want to be a little bit good at all of them. They don't want to try all of them. They want to find one that they like and keep playing it. And that's fine. That's totally okay. The problem comes when you start to talk, not you specifically, but anyone starts to talk as an authority on every game because they're really good at their one game. You'll get people saying things like, you know, oh, this is the best game, that game sucks. And what they actually mean is, I play this game and don't play that game, but I don't want to think that game is good, because if that game is good, I might have to accept the fact I may have wasted my time. One more question here. Okay, here's a controversial opinion. I think esports damaged gaming. I think esports turned gaming from a fun pastime where the fun was the focus into a competitive series where the victory was more important than the fun. I don't think esports has been necessarily a good thing for gaming. And I'm not saying that people that play esports are wrong. I think one of my issues with it is it has caused people that make business decisions to look at video games as if it's not an esport, it's a failure. Not every game needs to be an esport. It's totally okay for it not to be. Right, so we're in Dunmoreau. We've done most of these things. We're level 18. There's loads of quests down here in Red Ridge. In fact, you know what? Yeah, Red Ridge Mountains is probably the right place to be about now. So let's head over to Red Ridge. Which is... I'll just take the flight path. When you turn a video game into an esport, you create a correct decision. And you create a meta. And following that correct decision is more important than doing things that are fun. Sphero, I don't know, I've gotten a lot of fun out of watching esports. Yeah, I'm not saying that people... It's that general specific again. If I give a general opinion, you will give a specific counterexample. I understand that. I am saying personally, in general, I believe that gaming as a whole, as a hobby, as a subculture, has been warped by the existence of esports to always need to be an esport by people that make games or people that fund games. We have had companies say, you know, we're going to fund this game, but it needs to be an esport because they believe that's going to make more money than just making a fun game. I'm pretty sure nobody sat down and said, you know what, Expedition 33, how do we make it an esport? I'm not saying that having competitive games is bad. I love competitive games. I love Unreal Tournament. Super competitive game, super good fun. I think I loved Unreal Tournament more back when it was me and my mates playing it and being competitive with each other, and less when people suddenly discovered the meta way to play it. We also seem to have lagged seriously. I'm trying to talk to the Griffin Master and it is not... Are we going to crash again? Is there going to be another problem? There we go. God damn, that took a while. Right, Red Ridge, let's go. It's a very red ping bar. It is. The bit rate is very red. I think... Okay, here's my opinion. I think that competitive video games are at their most fun when everyone that you are competing with is roughly around the same skill level as you. So if you are not very good, it's really fun when everyone else is not very good. You get a load of your mates together, you get a game that you're all not very good at, you all play it, super good fun. Or you get all your mates together, you get a game that you're all very good at, you all play it, it's all fun. Because the skill level of almost every player is matching the skill level of almost every other player. That's fun. I like that. I'm not very good at real-time strategy games, but I like them. So if I'm playing against someone who also likes them but isn't very good, I have the most amount of fun with those games. The existence of esports, unfortunately, in my mind, has made it so people who start playing competitive games online act as if everyone else needs to be at professional levels to enjoy the games. I do not need to be at a professional level to enjoy a game. I can enjoy the game for what it is, provided other people with me are also on the same skill level that I am. Every time I have tried to play any level of competitive PvP game, I have been treated by the player base as if, unless I am trying to be world-class professional level, I am wasting their time. And these aren't world-class professional players, these are just kids who look at the game and think, if I'm not the best I can possibly be, I am bad. I think, unfortunately, you need to step back and think that if the only connection you have with the people who are playing these online games is via the online connection, as in you don't see them, you're not in the same room as them, you're not their friend, everyone seems to treat it as if it needs to be professional level. It doesn't. It's okay to play casual games, and sometimes there's a casual queue where you can queue up. But correct me if I'm wrong, I've even seen toxicity in casual queues by people when they are critiquing you for not making the best possible meta play. And I'm not saying that you need to throw the game, that you need to troll, that you need to be the worst player. There is a balance between super sweaty tryhard, which I've actually not got a problem with if everyone else has agreed that's the level we're going for, and absolute meme troll build, which again I've not got a problem with if everyone's agreed that's what we're going for. I think my problem with online gaming, especially competitive PvP gaming, is the people that play it have very different expectations of what their teammates or even themselves should be doing. And it's those mismatched expectations that, for me, ruin the experience of playing the game. If you want to take a game super seriously, I've got no problem with that. And if you find people that want to take it as seriously as you do, you're going to have a great time. And if you want to take it as a silly joke and you find people that want to take it as a silly joke, great, you're going to have a good time. But whenever I've loaded up a PvP competitive game and played it in a casual way, even on a casual match or a casual server or a casual queue, I have had people who are questioning why I am not making the most meta decisions. And I think that attitude has come from people seeing esports and thinking every game they play has to be treated as a competitive sport, as opposed to just a game where we all agree to use the minigun for a bit. I think esports has infested the minds of impressionable young gamers and made them think that every gaming experience has to be approached as if it's an esport. And I think it's infested the mind of business makers and informed their decisions that every design choice must be made as if it's an esport. Have I played Age of Empires 2 with others? I love it. Age of Empires 2 is great. Age of Empires 4 is fantastic as well. I love playing Age of Empires 2 or 4 with friends of mine who are as good as I am, which is not very good, but I enjoy it. But doesn't that happen in MMOs? You mentioned people being upset that you're playing WoW wrong. Of course, it happens in every game. People will be upset that you're playing a single-player game wrong. People tell other people that they're playing Dark Souls wrong. You haven't really beaten the game until you've beaten it with just the broken straight sword. No, someone else has really beaten the game if they use magic. That's fine. People will... And here's another irony, and most of this is self-inflicted, let's be fair. People will complain that there's no mystery left in video games. There's no mystique. There's no discovery. And then before the game even releases, they'll be reading guides for what the best build is and where the best weapons are and armor that you literally can't miss. Do you want to exist in a world full of mystique and adventure and discovery? Or do you want to read guides which remove all of that before the game even releases? Do you want to know what the best possible build for this new RPG is while it's still in beta, so as soon as it releases you can rush and get the best things and then go onto the forums and complain that there's not enough content and you finish the game too quickly when you already knew exactly how to make the overpowered build? Some people seem to have this, if you don't... And this is one thing that really irritates me. I have had people annoyed at me that I don't know dungeons or bosses in games, and it's the first time we've all done it. And it turns out that actually, they had been watching YouTube videos and YouTube guides about how to do the boss before we got to it. So, the expectation was that I would do that as well. They were irritated that I had not prepped myself for content through a third-party source. And I'm like, guys, this is the first time we've all played the boss. And this is what it comes back to. Mismatched expectations. Because their expectation was everyone would know exactly what they knew going into the game. And you know what? There's actually nothing wrong with that, if everyone agrees that's the level they're going for. My expectation was, there's no way that we could have gathered this information in-game, therefore we have to gather it in-game. We have to create the body of knowledge by going in and failing. And there's nothing wrong with playing the game in both ways. The problem comes when you try and put both these types of players together. Okay, here's a controversial opinion that I think people need to hear. Your hobby does not need to become your side hustle. You can just do something for the sheer love of doing it without monetizing it. Almost every single person that I've spoken to, or I've seen this happen again and again and again, whenever anyone mentions they have a hobby, oh, they do knitting, oh, they do woodwork, oh, they do rock climbing, one of the first responses will always be, oh my god, you could sell it on Etsy. Oh my god, you could sell lessons. Oh my god, you could put those on eBay. Why is the first thing you think of as soon as someone talks about their hobby, how do they monetize this? Sometimes the fun in the hobby is just doing it. They're not doing it to make money from it, because as soon as they do, it becomes a job. The side hustle idea has become so pervasive that it's started to take over what people do for fun. You can also, and this is going to sound crazy, you can just be into something casually. Like, you don't need to be massively into the most complicated thing. Like, I know some people that quite like coffee. And then other people are like, oh, you've got to get this and get this and get this and get this. No, no. It's okay to be casually into something. That's fine. I mean, I paint Warhammer. Some people have said, oh my god, you should take commissions and do commission painting. Nope. No, I don't want to turn it into a job. I just want to do it for a hobby. Do it for fun. It's hard for a guy to justify sinking hours into something without making it productive in some way. Why? Maybe the product is you improve as a person. Your own mental health benefits from it. You get to enjoy the joy of doing the thing. That's it. That's all it is. There's just a sheer, unadulterated, untainted joy from doing it. That's all it is. It's not money. It's not about prestige. It's not about success. It's not about recognition. It's just you derive a simple pleasure from the process of doing it. And that's totally okay. This is the Burning Crusade. It is weird we have to teach people the difference between a hobby and a side hustle. Like, if you want to make money on the side of something, great, go for it. Everyone's struggling, a bit of money is going to help anyone. But you don't need to do it by taking things that bring you joy and finding out how to extract value from them. You are not a shareholder extracting value from your own free time. You are a human being that's allowed to extract joy. You're allowed to say, right, I'm going to do this because it makes me happy. And everyone will tell you to monetize it because that's the culture we now have to live in. If you're not hustling, you're not grinding, you're not caring enough. It's okay to do something because you like it. If you're enjoying the thing that you do and it makes you happy, that's value to you. Maybe not necessarily monetary value, but it's value to you. And you know what? That's fine. That is A-okay. People hear me say this and say sometimes like, oh, so you just want everyone to stay poor. No. I just don't want everyone to feel that their most important part of being around is finding something they love and then working out how to get money from other people for doing it. You're planning to stream you just yelling at hockey games because it's your favourite thing to do. Will I earn much? No. Probably next to nothing. But holy cow, it's going to be fun. Do it. That's the pure, unadulterated bliss that we need. If you want to stream you yelling at hockey, you go for it. Hey, congratulations, Inju. Well done. You made your hobby into a job with YouTube. Yep, absolutely. Did I ever stop enjoying gaming because of seeing it as a job? Turbo, absolutely. There are elements when I've been playing a video game when my mind just keeps going, you should be streaming this, you should be making content, you're wasting time, why are you not making content out of this, why are you enjoying this? New game comes out, I sit down and play it for fun for a bit. First thing my brain says is, you should stream this, you should share this with people. Why are you wasting time not making content out of this? It took me a long time to find the joy again in it. And one of the reasons that I like streaming World of Warcraft is it's honestly very easy. Like, a lot of people turn around and go, oh, it's really complicated, it's super difficult. No, it's not. It's really, really easy. The reason it became so popular was because it appealed to the most people that could play it. And let's be fair, most people are not super good at video games. This is a very easy game to be okay at. Not like world champion, not, you know, world class. It's very easy to be good enough at it. And I like that. People always turn around and say like, oh, you know, it's super complicated and super difficult and really difficult. No, it's not. It's, by design, it's meant to be approachable. It is literally designed to be one of the easiest to pick up and understand and play MMORPGs. It is designed that the average player can complete all the content. And then it's designed to challenge the hardcore players to complete only the most difficult of the content. But I do think this goes all the way back to esports. What video games are to people has changed. But I think what's changed more is what people think video games need to be to everyone else. And a lot of kids in schools are seeing streamers, content creators, YouTubers, professional gamers playing video games in a professional way, and they're treating them like that. In the same way that many years ago we would have seen professional footballers playing football, and then in school we would have played football and tried to emulate the professional footballers. And we would have been annoyed when our mates were just trying to have a bit of a kick around while we were trying to actually treat it like something serious. And again, it's about mismatched expectations. There's nothing wrong with taking a game seriously. Just don't think that everyone else needs to as well. There's almost an unspoken rule now that if you play video games, you have to play them seriously. Null War Harness. +2 strength, +2 stamina, leather. Cool. How does that look? I can't tell. It's the thing. Let's sell you. I'm not sure how rare you are. Just popping in to say you're cool and do cool stuff. How dare you? Yeah, man, just play games silly for a while. That's what we do. People play hardcore. They do all the content without dying too. Yeah, that's totally fine. If they want to do that, that's fine. It's designed for people that want that kind of gameplay experience. I don't want that gameplay experience. I'm not a super hardcore player. Maybe I will play hardcore once I have fully understood the character and the class. But right now, people have asked me to play hardcore WoW for absolutely ages. Hardcore WoW is a version of WoW that punishes mistakes. I think that I learn through making mistakes. I have not yet learned enough to say that I want to remove the element of mistakes. Have I considered hiring a body double to double during my streaming hours? I mean, I've considered it, but then I would just have two of me. I shook this can of Pepsi to try and make it slightly less fizzy, and I've just splashed Pepsi over my desk. I will have to remember to clean that later, or it will get sticky. Mistakes are an important part of learning. We must make more of them. People just want to see me play hardcore because they want to feel like the game has weight and meaning, and they want everything to be made of drama. Which is fine for them, that's okay, but it's not the experience that I want. Or I think would be very interesting to give you, because I would need to pay so much more attention to the game. Right now, let's be fair, I'm not paying much attention. What's the pink can? It is Raspberry Ripple flavour. I think they had them in Costco. People want to see me get frustrated at dying. I mean, yeah, they probably do, let's be fair. Can people still join the guild? Of course they can. Just drop a message to the union. I'll get you in. A mob of people wish to see a middle-aged man be stressed about his chill video game. Yeah, this is like my emotional support game. Let's not make it too complicated. That's fine, I'll help you kill this. There we go. Because the only real interesting bit seems to be when the person with the character dies. Whereas I just want to see if I can kill the bosses, you know? I want to see what I can do. Also, I think I'm level 18, which means I've probably unlocked some level up abilities. Ah, thank you for reminding me to put the Blessing of Might on. Forgot about that. Sometimes you just want to zone out, kill some bosses, grind some gold, do some dungeons. The only reason that I'm not doing the Dead Mines yet, by the way, is I want to get to level 20 so I can get Consecrate, because I tried to tank Dead Mines at level 15 a couple of months ago, and I had a really bad time with it. I couldn't hold aggro on groups of enemies. I was dying constantly. My team were having to carry me. I felt useless as a tank. So if I go to tank the Dead Mines, which I am excited to do, I want to feel like I'm being useful with it, you know? Because at the minute, I am not feeling useful. Right, let's go and kill some whelps. Viewers, welcome to join the Dead Mine runs. Yeah, absolutely. Just don't expect me to be good at tanking yet, 'cause I'm still learning. And don't... We had a weird thing back when I was streaming consistently. We had people joining dungeon runs or raid runs that I was in, and then deliberately pulling more enemies than we could all handle. And then they would message me after it saying, "You're welcome for the content." And I think these people were thinking that I needed them to throw the dungeon or to make dramatic moments happen which would become good clips. I can understand the value of a good viral clip. However, I don't need people to deliberately throw dungeons or raids that we're in, or make them more difficult to generate content. I know that everyone loves drama, but I would much rather just play the game with people that want to play the game. The drama and the content can come from the successes we have, not the forced failures. Like, yeah, it was a dick move. People, and they genuinely thought they were helping. And I think what it is people see popular streamers shouting and screaming and just generally creating dramatic content through interpersonal strife is the word for it. And unfortunately, they think that's the only thing that Twitch is about. Have I tried every class yet? No, not yet. Yeah, I'm going to assume that... Have I tried every class? No. I think, again, you get these players who... They take after content creators that just create drama for the sake of creating drama. I guess you should start playing Dead by Daylight. That's another one that does get requested a lot. But again, I've played Dead by Daylight for fun, off stream, and the community, again, were a bit annoyed that I wasn't playing super meta. And then they get annoyed when you find tactics that work as well. I find it strange that when you play as the hunter or the killer in Dead by Daylight, players get genuinely irritated at you that you're using your abilities to kill them. And then when you play as the survivors, they get really irritated that you're trying to avoid being killed by them. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize this was a game where we all just have to make sure everyone feels they've had a chance to do their thing. This is another reason that I really dislike Commander in Magic the Gathering. I love Magic the Gathering. I dislike Commander. The reason for this is it seems to be the only version of the game where you're penalized for trying to win. Like, if I build a Commander deck that's designed to win, people are like, oh, that's such a sweaty, try-hard version. I'm like, okay, so you want me to build a deck that's worse? And they're like, yeah, you know, it's meant to be a fun thing. So then I sit down and people are like, okay, so this is actually an upgraded precon, you know, I got this, but then I took this out and added this and added this and added this. I'm like, hang on, whoa, 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 slow down. You've added cards to make your deck better. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, I didn't think we were allowed to do that. I thought trying to win was wrong here. Now, of course, I know that you've got the power brackets in Commander. You know, this is bracket 2, this is bracket 3, this is bracket 4. I get all that. But Commander very much seems to be a game where you build the strongest bracket 4 deck you can build and then convince people it's just bracket 3. Call me old-fashioned, but I miss it when I could just play one-on-one Magic and both me and my opponent knew that we were there to try and beat each other. Not show each other this cool combo we'd found and then get annoyed when someone wins. I also think it's really irritating with Magic specifically that, and again, this is just me ranting about Magic the Gathering for a bit. Commander is a 4-player game. If you try to win early, you get identified as the threat and beaten. Then play Modern or Standard. I do. I'm just complaining about Commander right now. If you try to win early, you get beaten, which means that it's a game about trying to build up the most powerful engine you have without being seen as the threat. And if you could win and someone kills you, it's like the third most powerful player always wins, because everyone just takes out the first most powerful person straight away, and then people identify the second most powerful threat and take them out, and then by the time you're the third most powerful threat, the person remaining is weaker than you. You have some okay decks that people cry about before we start playing. I'm not trying to hear people moan the whole time about how they lost to it once. Munich's Magic the Gathering is about setting expectations. And again, that's what I said before this conversation started. The problem is mismatched expectations. If you have a very powerful deck and I have a very powerful deck, the expectation is we are both trying to win. If I sit down to a Commander game, I need to manage 3 other people's expectations of what we're all trying to do here. Are we all trying to just show off a silly combination? Have we all got fun theme decks? Or are we all trying to win as fast as possible? How many board wipes is too many board wipes? Are you going to get annoyed when I counter your commander because that's the best thing that I could possibly do? It becomes a game about politics and less a game about mechanics. I like one-on-one commander, but nobody else does. Yeah, I mean, some people do get annoyed when their deck isn't going well, but those people are also insufferable to play against. Politicking is a huge part of Commander. Yeah. And I don't always want to sit down and play a political game. I sometimes want to sit down and play a mechanical game. But it's kind of unavoidable that in a game of 4 players, being political and working out how you can manipulate the other 3 to not attack you, to allow you to build up the biggest engine, is a mechanic. Rat says, then don't play Commander. Rat, you're a genius. I've not thought about that before. I'm not looking for a solution to a problem that I have. I'm not starting a conversation saying, guys, there's this version of Magic the Gathering called Commander, and I really don't like it, and I'm not sure what to do. And then you come on and say, don't play Commander. And I'm like, it was so simple. I just don't engage with the version of the game that I don't like. That's a really good idea. Unfortunately, the version of the game that I don't like is the premier version of the game now. It's the most popular version of the game. It's the version of the game that the other sets are literally built around. There are more Commander products than almost anything else. It is the version of the game that is now considered the casual way that new players get into the game. It permeates the whole game. It used to be a version of the game that was created to allow cards that didn't see much play elsewhere to find niche use cases. Now, it is a version that cards are literally designed for. I don't like the expectations that Commander has to be a version where everyone's just trying to do their thing and not interact with others. I dislike the fact that it's a game where if you try to win mechanically, you lose. You therefore need to win politically. I'm not saying that it's a bad version. I'm saying that the expectation that it has set about Magic the Gathering being a nice, comfy, casual game where we all sit down and sing Kumbaya has unfortunately removed the parts of the game that I enjoyed. Have I thought about not playing Commander? I haven't. I don't think I can do that. I don't think that's allowed. I think you legally have to. Is that a train you can hear? Yes. Yes, it is. You sound like a classic WoW player. How so? I mean, you're spot on. But how so? Commander is so normalized that it's kind of hard to ignore it as a Magic the Gathering game now. Especially whenever you go and sit down for... If I go and sit down for... Okay, consider this. And I understand. Let me just make it very clear. I understand that you can have these Rule Zero conversations to work out what kind of game you both want. I get that. But when I go and sit down for a game of Standard against one other person, there is an unspoken agreement between both of us that we are both going to play with Standard decks and we are both going to try and win. When I go and sit down for a game of Modern, the unspoken rule is We're both using a modern legal deck, and we're both going to try and win. When I go for a game of Commander, the unspoken rule needs to become spoken, because otherwise I don't know if I'm allowed to try and win. I don't know if I'm trying to win too much. Maybe I need to try and win a little bit slower. Maybe I need to not counter someone's commander twice because it's considered bad form to do that. I'm going to die to this, by the way. Hell yeah, there we go. Survived. I think I enjoy Pauper the most. Pauper's good fun. Can I also say something that is going to be a little bit damaging to people? Commander has become the way that most new people are introduced to the game of Magic, and it is also, in my opinion, and an opinion shared by the professor from Tolarian Community College, the worst way to introduce new people to Commander. Because new players to Magic. Because almost anyone that I've played Magic against who exclusively plays Commander misses some of the most basic rules. They don't understand how the steps work, they don't understand how the stack works, and unfortunately, it is the most complicated way to play the game. Limited, or drafting, is one of the best ways to learn to play Magic. Standard or Modern is also one of the best ways to learn because you see the same cards again and again and again, and you begin to learn the process. Commander gives you the most complicated cards with the most complicated decks, and you only ever see one of them at a time because it's a singleton format with 3 other people, and you're expected to learn a complicated game. Commander is where you go once you know how to play. I think that Commander is the worst way to teach new players how to play Magic. Because I think it places them into an environment where the game is already too complicated. Magic is a complicated game. It is. And making new players play the most complicated version of your game cannot have a great retention rate. What is the best way to teach newcomers how to play Magic the Gathering? The starter decks that you can get for free from shops by asking for them are brilliant. You can get free starter decks by just asking. Yeah, free decks. They're not great decks, but they work. The Spider-Man decks were free and they were given out for a bit. They're literally intro decks. They've got, I think, 30 or 40 cards. Nice and simple decks. 1 or 2 rares in them. They're not good for, financial value, but they're good for teaching people the vibe. That or the old theme decks. Theme decks I thought were really fun. Almost any shop that sells Magic the Gathering, especially if Magic is a focus of what they do, will have the free intro starter decks if you ask for them. But normally they're designed to be given to you if you sit down with a person and play right then and there. God damn it. Okay, so I need to really start to heal myself to kill these guys. Yep, that's too many. I can take on 1 dragon whelp at a time. Any more and I'm dying. Good thing this isn't hardcore. I'd have Lost this paladin a long time ago. Jumpstart's also a good way to learn to play Magic. Jumpstart's really good fun. Jumpstart's when you purchase 2 Jumpstart packs, mix them together, and that's it. That's the deck. You've done. Although I think I've handed in... Visit the Herbalist. I'm going to do that quest. Right. Mystic... I could go and try... These whelps seem to be doing more damage to me than potentially these guys up here would be. So I'll go and see what killing these guys would do for me. It's level 20, so it's a tad higher than I want it to be. But I'll go and see if I can do it. Let's go and see what happens. Because I got hit by like 3 fireballs and just deleted. Repair your armor. Ah, good point. Thank you. I'm running around with bare legs. That's a tier 3 sub thing right there. I do also think that, and again, this is going to sound horrible, but I need to speak my truth. People that exclusively play Commander just don't understand how synergy of smaller cards works. Also, the lag on this is terrible. Like, I've right-clicked on this dude 3 times, and the chat box just isn't loading. The stream isn't lagging, but the gameplay really is. Oh, good. We've been disconnected. Fantastic. Let's see what else we can do. Okay, wow, that's interesting. Let's just see how we go from here, then. We still streaming? If we are, I can't see the chat box. Okay, good. Now we're back in, I think. Maybe the internet around here is just bad. Small indie company, man. Small indie company. Cool. We're all good. Okay. Someone at Blizzard just loves Commander. In my personal experience, the players that I've spoken to who learned Magic through Commander and exclusively play Commander... Oh my god! Blizzard, listen, I will say that I like Commander if you just let me play your game. We'll try again. This was the AI conversation yesterday, wasn't it? I was ranting about how I don't like AI, or generative AI, and then the game just kept constantly crashing. What about now? Oh, good. Yeah, now we're all good. Repair. Fantastic. Oh. Hang on. That is way more armor than me. Time to start a new character. Okay, so these are in fact better armor than I've currently got. That one pretty substantially, but I've got strength and stamina. My strength increases attack power, increases block, and stamina increases health. Yeah, I'm gonna keep what I've got. What I've got's good. 3rd time's the charm, guys. How many characters have I got? Too many. Way too many. But from what I've personally experienced, Magic the Gathering players who only or exclusively play Commander are often not very good at Magic in one-on-one battles because they don't understand just the process of slowly building up resources and spending them as and when they need to. They often rely on the fact that they are ignored for the first 4 or 5 turns of the game. That's just me ranting a bit. I want people to like Magic, but I don't want to always have to constantly play Commander. Because it seems to be Commander is the only version of the game that people play around here. I'm sat there thinking it would be really nice if I could just play, you know, a bit of Modern, a bit of Standard. What's my favourite class so far? Warrior was fun. I enjoyed Warrior. You'll also notice that almost every single bit of Magic the Gathering content on YouTube is just 4 people playing Commander. The problem is that Commander games can go 4+ hours. If people aren't trying to win, yes, they can. Commander games go a lot quicker when people try to win. Alright, let's see what happens here. I mean, there's card combinations that will win in, 2 or 3 cards. You just get frowned at for using them. I think Commander mostly is a background distraction and an excuse for 4 people to just get together and hang out. It's like if you want to play Dungeons & Dragons or Monopoly or any other board game or anything in between, do you want to play the game or do you just want an excuse for people to hang out together? Because if you just want to hang out together, that's fine. Like, that's totally okay. Maybe that's just something that irritates me personally. When people say that they want to get together and play a board game, I'm kind of like focusing on the board game. Like, I know that we're all there to chat and hang out and we are all friends, but at the same time, I'm there to play the board game. And then you get like a board game on the table and everyone else is just chatting and someone turns the TV on and someone's got their phone on and I'm like, guys, are we just here to hang out? Which is fine, but don't give me the expectation of we are here to play a board game and then when we start playing it, use that as like a background vibe. If you just want a social hangout with the ambience of a game in the background, I'm up for that. That sounds fantastic. But don't sell it me as we are all getting together to play a board game, because somebody is going to bring Twilight Imperium, and I'm okay with that. Someone's going to get out Gloomhaven. That's great. Someone's going to want to take it seriously. That someone is me. I just think a lot of people are scared of saying, we're just going to hang out together and chat. Look, I like Ticket to Ride. If we're getting board games together, we're playing Ticket to Ride. That's totally okay. I think Ticket to Ride is a great game. What I don't want to do is set Ticket to Ride up and realize that your turn has taken half an hour because you're just browsing Instagram. And then you're chatting and eating pizza and then picking up the cards with greasy hands. No, stop it. Ticket to Ride drunk at a stag do. That worked really well. Fucking love trains. Like, if you guys just want to hang out and chat, A-okay. Nothing wrong with that. But please don't bait me in with board games. Hang on, ran right past Emzy. Where is she? Oh, Emzy heals. Didn't realize she was online. Fine. You are blessed and buffed and mighty. Right, let's finish this. Didn't realize she was there. Is she streaming right now? I assume she's streaming. Go and say hi to her. Somebody link Emzy's stream. Well. This is awkward. Moo! Level 63 Night Elf Road. Emzy heals. And me. Bye. There we go. Hi guys. Hi everyone. Hang on, you're in the Union Alts. Lol. Go and say hi to Emzy. She's also streaming. And is good at WoW. WoW was the first MMO she ever played. Like 4 months ago. And she's good at it. I'm on her stream. Came here to berate you for not taking her buff. I buffed her back. That's fine. Right, I'm level 18. I probably need to go and get some more paladin skills. Which is why I keep dying. And that's what I'm going to say. That's why I keep dying. So let me go to the paladin trainer. Where's the nearest paladin trainer? Probably Stormwind. Do I have enough money? I've got 1 whole gold coin! This is amazing. Fly me to Stormwind, my friend. Let's go train. Josh, why am I so British? Skill. Pure skill. Look who's back on WoW. I'm playing it every now and again. MZ Heel says, when are you going to tank? Let me get to level 20 first. Hang on. Don't you get tired of doing the grind to 60 again? Nope, not really. Pretty sure I've got that MMORPG autism. I do not mind grinding again and again and again and again and again. I'm totally okay with that. Do I prefer turn-based combat or real-time with pause? Both are good. Both work. Depends if the game really leans into it. Yes, Apollo, that's true. Bok. Hello. What's up? Come say hi. Yep, you've come to sneeze on me and then leave. Good job. Classic dog. No, he just came in, sneezed and left. That's all he needed to do. He completed his goal. He achieved. Josh, is it true that you cannot see the number... ? Another sneeze. More than 3, it's COVID. Okay, cool. That's fine. He's got hay fever. He is a dog with hay fever. And he is now just lying down on the bed next to me, which is fine. He is a cloudy boy. That's what he is. Brighton doesn't agree with him. I think it's just the fact there's fields around the place. Fields don't agree with him currently. Right, let's go and level up the paladin. Let's go this way. So you can see the number 46, but not ? I don't know what you want me to say. How do I pronounce my phone number? That was a good line. Fellow Brightonite, enjoy the awful weekend stag and Hindu invasions. They're fine. They're okay. They fill up all the touristy hotspots along the beachy bit. And they all go in the 360 up and down tower dome thing, which is basically just like a giant cooking oven for people in this heat. If you've not been, Brighton has like a big dish that you can get in and it goes up a tower and then goes down the tower again. And it just cooks people. It's very hot, very warm. It's just like a glass dish. But some people like it. Right, Paladin Trainer, train me. Right, what do I know now? The Blessing of Wisdom. Restore 10 mana every 5 seconds for 10 minutes. The Blessing of Wisdom is not going to be as good as the Blessing of Might, but I will still train it. Seal of Righteousness, that's the one that I'm currently using. Oh, rank 3. Grants each attack 21 holy damage, whereas they currently grant them 20 holy damage. So, it's just straight up better. Right, what else we got? Ah, protection. Here we go. Righteous Defense. Come to the defense of a friendly target, commanding up to 3 enemies attacking the target to attack you instead. I don't know if I need that, because I need to be targeting the player that's being attacked. And if you're being attacked, that's kind of on you. Increase the threat generated by your holy spells lasts 30 minutes. That's probably useful. Blessing of Freedom. Granting immunity to movement impairing effects for 10 seconds. Doesn't seem good. Do you need to actually target the person that is being attacked by the enemies? Looking forward to the mines. It's going to be fun. It also works now if you target on an enemy targeting someone else. Okay, because righteous defense is fine if I can just target the enemy, but I don't want to have to target the player. The skill is very important if you tank. It just seems annoying to have to target the player. You used to, but now you don't. It now works like a normal taunt. That's so much better. Right, so I can target the enemy, and then I can simply... Let's go and see what Apollo's up to. 1 sec. He wanted a snack, and therefore he got a snack. Alright, we're all good. Cool. I've not gone to get some milk, don't you worry. Father has returned. So, righteous defense, if that just works like a taunt now, that's good. But, because I remember using righteous defense before, and it was super annoying that I had to click the player that was being attacked. So yeah, we don't want that anymore. Kind of that's cool. Where's my snack? I'm right here. Oh, beautiful. Blessing of Freedom, don't care. Divine Protection. Ooh, that's that one, isn't it? 8 seconds. That seems better. And Spiritual Attunement, a passive ability that gives the Paladin more mana when healed by other friendly target spells. Okay, that seems good. But I want to go with better Divine Protection right now, and now I can't afford anything else, so let's go. Okay, cool. Press P for Spellbook. And now we want Holy Light rank 3. So we can get rid of you, because you're rank 2. Stick rank 3 on there. We can get rid of rank 2 Seal of Righteousness and replace it with rank 3 Seal of Righteousness. Lay on Hands I should probably have on my hotbar just in case I need to use it. And I don't need the Rat Catcher's Flute anymore. But just in case it can stay. Right, what else do I not need or have? Divine Protection rank 1, go away. Rank 2, get on there, you cheeky chap. Righteous Fury, increase the threat generated by your holy spells. Probably useful when I tank, but not useful yet. Okay, cool, we're all good. Yeah, P for Spells. You don't understand. Did the DVD logo hit the corner? I'm glad it did. I'm glad you're all happy. It makes me happy to know that you're happy. He's alive. I am indeed alive. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully everyone's having a lovely day. It's so sunny on this side of me that the green screen is freaking out slightly from too much green. Josh, years ago you said the Thief series was on your list. Is there still hope? Okay, let me try and make this very clear. Until the day I am dead, I will keep trying to review video games. There are a lot of video games. I may or may not get to the one that you specifically want me to review. But as long as I'm not dead, chances are I might get to it. Like, it'll take me some time. Don't rush. Can you avoid dying, please? That would be suboptimal. That's true. And I only do things that are DOM optimal. But people always message me saying, hey, will you cover this? When will you cover this? Are you still going to cover this? Look, eventually, yes. Everything is getting covered. But I'm not going to be able to play every game ever. I'm just going to play them as I get to them. Look, here's a letter. Give me some experience for bringing you the letter. Thank you, I appreciate that. Hang on. 20D dungeon. I could do a level 20 dungeon. I suppose I'm actually closing in on the next couple of dungeons, aren't I? Like, what are the... I am closing in on... yeah, the Stockades is at level 20. Okay. Dead Mines is 16 to 24. When I hit 20, I should be able to actually do that. When will I review Bubsy 3D? I'm planning on doing that one just after I die. So don't worry too much about that one. Can't wait for the full collection game review of every game from you ever. Yeah, it's going to take a while. I'll just review Steam. I think I've done most things here. What is this one? Level 15 quest. You know what? No, let's just go back and carry on with Red Ridge Mountains. Let's just keep grinding for a bit. I may die more, but that's part of the process. Review alphabetically. Oh, good. We'll start with all the 007 games. Do I have any interest in playing hardcore? Until I've got the glaives, no. Here we go again. When are you playing hardcore? Is this WoW hardcore? Look, it's emotionally hardcore. Emotionally, yes. The glaives. The war glaives of Azeroth. Obviously got to get them on the rogue. Your server looks empty. Maybe it's a layers thing or off hours. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's a random Monday. Most people are at work. When I review a game, I make notes as I go. Sometimes I'll play the game twice. Is it almost EverQuest Legends time? Right, I've got quests in Lochmoden and quests in... I suppose quest in Westfall now as well, actually. In fact, Westfall might be much easier now. I can go and do that. Yeah, let's just fly over to Westfall, do some of those quests. Finish these quests off first. We're also quite a few weeks from a major patch. That's true. You should check out the Era servers too. They're getting more packed every day. I have a limited amount of time in my day. I cannot do all of that all the time. I can maybe find time for like 1 or 2 full MMORPGs. RuneScape and WoW Classic right now are filling those kind of slots in my free time. Oh my goodness, that's very kind of you. Ams, thank you for 25 gifted subs. That's lovely. I hope that the 25 people who now have ad blockers to this stream are able to appreciate the stream. For anyone new, I will try to be streaming. Don't hold me to this. I'm just going to try. Every day. But only for 3 to 4 hours. I cannot stream for like 6 to 8 hours every day. That was too much. Wasn't able to keep up. But I think if I stream 3 to 4 hours, maybe from 6 o'clock in the evening until 10 o'clock in the evening, that's UK time, I'll be able to do that. I'll be able to wake up early, walk the dogs, do some script work, do some editing work, make some YouTube videos, have lunch, do a 3 to 4 hour stream, and kind of that's good. That I can just about keep up with. Can't guarantee it, but I'll do the best I can. Does this mean the stream is nearly over for today? Potentially. I've been streaming nearly 3.5 hours, so we're going to keep going for a bit. We're not all the way there yet, don't you worry. Well, let's just sell what I do and don't need. Sell these hunting pants. Nobody needs hunting pants. The Null War Harness looks cool, but I don't need it. Increase sharp weapon damage by 3. I'm using a hammer. It It's not sharp. Just trying to sell most of the things I don't need anymore. Can you get much done in WoW Classic in 3 to 4 hours? Of course you can. Also, I'm not always playing it for the idea of how much can I get done. Sometimes I'm playing it for the idea of I enjoy the process of doing this. You can absolutely make progress in 3 to 4 hours. Huge amount of progress? I mean, not necessarily, but you can do the best you can. Right, I've got some vultures over here to kill. And I think a young gore tusk. You can die dozens of times. If you really work hard, I would say hundreds. I suppose I'm going to kill the gnolls, and the murlocs also do need to die. That's true. Right, you have a quest item for me. That's much nicer. I know I don't get experience from killing these anymore, but I do need to do the quest. If I ever yearn for a good old custom nickname, or you settle for the Josh Hayes mania, I just like JoshStrifeHayes. I think Strife is the character Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII. And I liked that when I was a kid, and it kind of stuck. Just haven't bothered needing to change it, you know? All works really well. Right, you, trappers, give me your bandana. Or that dwarf warrior just runs around and kills everything. That works too. That's fine. Yes, there's a dog outside. Follow! You can hang outside and bark at the workmen. That's fine if you want to do that. Ah, there we go. And we'll get some experience because it's green. Fantastic. I do think that having daily Twitch kind of presence is going to help as far as consistency goes, especially with, because Twitch discoverability sucks. So having a daily presence there is going to help. But having a daily presence there that's not too much is going to be sustainable. Have I tried Baldur's Gate 3 yet? Very briefly. I've got through most of Act 1. I do miss streaming every day. Like, I do enjoy it, don't get me wrong. There is a big level of enjoyment there. What's up? Why is he consistently streaming? I'm overwhelmed. No, don't be. Be not overwhelmed. Be not afraid. Be like, and joining us for like 3 to 4 hours every day. That's all we need. And you know what? If you miss a day, that's fine. Because let's be fair, it's going to have been the same conversation again. Like, you're not going to have missed anything that's actually important. The stream is consistent, but also just as whelming as it has ever been. I just want to be able to stream every day, but I also don't want to be ignoring my YouTube responsibilities. It's very important that I continue with my YouTube responsibilities. So yeah, that's what we're doing now. Ah, there we are. You might miss the legendary world drop. I might miss it. I know you yearn for the mines. The problem is, listen, as a DPS, you can go to the dungeons as early as possible. Like, as a warlock, you can go into the dead mines at like level 15, level 16, that's fine. Because you're just standing at the back throwing damage in. The last time I went into the dead mines as a tank, I went in at level 15 and I got absolutely annihilated. I didn't have my toolkit, I didn't have good armor, I didn't have good weapons, I was bad, and my team suffered for it. So I'm going to do dungeons, however, I'm only going to go into the dungeons when I am already slightly overleveled. Not like overleveled to the degree where I don't get experience, but overleveled where I'm like mid to high level for that dungeon. Like, if you out-level dead mines at level 24, I want to be going in at level 21, 22 kind of thing. I think that works. That's the best way to do it. Necro, welcome to the stream, man. Yeah, I don't want to be going in when the enemies are all substantially higher level than I am, because I'm not going to be able to hold aggro. I'm not going to be able to support my team. I've decided the most important thing I can do is support my team. And then the healer goes in slightly over-leveled as well. So we get a slightly over-leveled, or at least a powerful tank. We get a decent healer. We're all good to go. The level where you can beat enemies, yeah. That's what I want to be. I want to be a level where my team can rely on me, if that makes sense. Why they never implemented scaling for dungeons? There's an argument for and against. Like, I get that it would fundamentally change the experience of playing through the game, but I do think there is, of course, a benefit to it. I do need to kill some Murlocs for some stuff. Oh no, I've got all the Murloc eyes, that's great. I actually just need to go and kill some more trappers, and I actually just need vultures, trappers, and defiers people. Pretty much. Oh, there we go. You're level 12. Do I still get experience from you? No, I don't. It's got to be at least 13. No point fighting something that's not giving me experience. Hey, found your YouTube channel as an MMO avoider. I've been enjoying all the videos. I'm glad I'm able to bring you into the world of MMORPGs without you needing to actually engage with them. That probably seems like the healthiest way to do this. When scaling content, I prefer the way it's done in FF14, where they lower your level. Yeah, I agree. I think that it works really well in Dungeons & Dragons Online, where you get to choose the scale of the dungeon before you go into it. So if you're going in with like an overpowered team, you can just run an extreme mode. The same thing they did with the whole Mythic Plus in World of Warcraft. What I don't like seeing is content that has been created become pointless to do, or out-leveled, or wasteful. I think it seems silly, because that means that you're just chasing the next thing. If you want to take a bunch of super overpowered people into the dead mines, then yeah, sure, either level that team down to be less powerful, or level the dead mines up to meet them. I think there's ways to do this. I'm not saying I can solve every problem. Just most of them. There we go. Another vulture. You need to drop me one of your stringy meats. Give me your stringy meat. Just play retail if you want that. Well, no, because retail contains a lot more stuff than just that, doesn't it? Like, you can't say, if you want a system, go and play the game that has that system, when that game also has many other systems that I don't like. I think it's a bit reductive. I think you can have the benefits of a good system within the framework of what I would consider a game more suited to me. We had level sync where all the mobs were our level. I was level 81 and a few others were 20. Yeah, it's... There are benefits and there are downsides to it. There are certain systems that I do like and certain systems that I don't, but I do think that finding a way to make older content relevant without completely removing the reason to do any of the older or newer content is important. Am I joining the big list of people running for the Clacton by-election? Nope. That list needs to contain 2 people. Count Bimface and Nigel Farage. That should be it. Anyone else doing it is ruining the joke. They need to just step back and let the joke be funny. Content should not be relevant forever for all levels. Why? Like, I'm not saying I disagree with you. Just curious as to why. Because it could loop back to it. Same reason there's leagues in football. I see the comparison you're trying to make. The comparison you're trying to make is as people get better at something and level up, they don't go back and play lower leagues. I think what I would then explain it as, imagine if you had a friend that was a professional footballer and you said to them, hey man, do you want to come and have a kick around in the park with us? We're all going to play for a bit. And they went, oh no, I can't. Sorry, I've out-leveled you. I'm not allowed to go and have a kick around in the park anymore because I'm too good at this. Keeping the content relevant means people that want to play football would be able to play football. The leagues mean that people that want to play competitively can find the level of competitiveness that matches and works for them. Which again is fine. That's great. That works really well. But if I'm level 60 and my friend's level 20 and someone else starts brand new and they're level 10, can we all go to the same map and kill enemies together in a way that's balanced for all of us? And in Guild Wars 2, the answer is yes, you can do that. Now, some people like that design, some people don't like that design. I think the advantage that design has is it means that players can play together, and it means that content is not necessarily ever pointless. Because, in theory, if World of Warcraft stopped gaining players and everyone just leveled up to the end game, every dungeon below endgame would then become pointless. It would then become wasted content that you never go and explore again. Whereas if you were to say, okay, maybe the final endgame dungeon now drops a special weapon that needs to be repaired, but the repair materials are dropped at the end of older dungeons, therefore you must go back and do the older dungeons again. However, when you go into them above the level, what we'll do is actually scale you down to, make them challenging again, or you can scale the dungeons up to meet the difficulty you're now at. Because that could work as well. I mean, people still transmog, people mount farm, all that jazz. There's stuff that people still keep doing. I just don't like thinking that someone has spent ages designing a really cool dungeon and once you've gone past it, you never go back and do it again. It kind of feels a shame. But of course, I can't fix every problem. Just most of them. What's the point in upgrading gear if everything is scaled? Ah, Eins, here's the kicker. Not everything is scaled. Not everything. If scaling only brings you down, then you still need to be the high level to go and do the high level stuff. You could then have older zones go through, momentarily high scaling events. This is not a one-size-fits-all solution. This is a tool within the game designer's toolkit that they can use to make content relevant or irrelevant as they wish. Not everything should be scaled. I think there should be the option for certain aspects to be scaled. There should be the optional choice for players to take on dungeons at higher or lower versions. Generally, giving players the ability to make the content fit what they want it to be is decent. Giving players the ability to make the content harder or easier as they go, which is pretty much what the Mythic Plus system is. I think that a game can have an excellent linear leveling experience with optional areas to go within that leveling process, and hardcore endgame challenges, and the ability to scale certain challenges to match the team that you take to it, whether you're scaling the team down to make the old challenge still fun, or scaling the old challenge up to mean that the team get to try out their high-powered weapons. These are all kind of toolkits, tools within the toolkit. I'm not addicted. I'm consistent. Big difference. Which old MMO would I like to see get the OSRS treatment? As in, they go back to the very start of it, release a base version, and then rebuild it, adding new stuff, where they keep talking to the community as they build it? I think seeing them do that with WoW would be cool. Which is, I'm pretty sure, what Classic Plus is meant to be. Right, level 13 does get me experience, so these are worth killing, that's fine. I think whenever I say it would be useful to have an element of scaling, what most people hear is, I would like you to rewrite all of WoW to make sure everything is scaled. That's not how adding that in as a design works. You can use different aspects of design in different parts and in different ways to enhance instead of overtake. I need to kill 2 more bandanas. That's what I need. Retail works like that. Retail has some elements like that, but I believe retail is too overtuned. Retail is not difficult. As in, if you start a new retail character, it's really hard to die. Not saying it's not fun. I'm saying that I don't find any satisfaction in knowing that if I perform the most basic of movements, I will absolutely succeed. Now, the leveling is a joke. It's rushed to the end game because the only thing that matters is the end of the game. Just start there, then. Like, if that's all that matters, just start there. Like, if the first 10 chapters of your book are completely irrelevant and the 11th is going to become an entirely different type of story, just start at the 11th. But then the business heard that and went, you mean we should sell people the ability to start at the 11th? No, I didn't say that, Blizzard. Too late, Josh. Selling boosts. Let's go. Am I playing OSRS or RuneScape 3? I play both. I enjoy them both. I have them both on my phone. Because I believe they are good phone games. I believe the pacing in retail is off because, as you correctly pointed out, it is incredibly easy up until the end game, where it does then become much more difficult. And you know what? It is much more difficult at that point. It truly does become that. There we go. Have I tried Guild Wars 1 as a phone game? No, not yet. I know you can get it on your phone now, can't you? I played it on the PC and I loved it. That was great. But as far as game design goes, there's a lot of subtlety to it, and there's a lot of, when you suggest something, people think you're suggesting it as like a sweeping general change to the whole thing. No, it's more of a, how can we use this? Oh yeah, Guild Wars 1 is now available on mobile, and I believe they use the same servers, so mobile people can play with PC people. And it's the full game of Guild Wars 1 on your phone. So yeah, you could just go and play that if you wanted to. Which means you can now have RuneScape, Albion Online, and Guild Wars 1 all on your phone. Which is kind of cool when you think about it. Like, I didn't think I'd ever have access to all these games just on my phone wherever I wanted. But can you fish at the same time? You can if you believe in yourself. Alright, got all the knoll paws. That's excellent. I'm going to do every quest around here. This is great. Just need some great gore tusk snouts. And then... Oh, the Dead Mines is calling me! Go and hand in the red bandanas over there. Let's go. I am closing in on level 19. Not going to do the Dead Mines until I get level 20 because I'm going to need Consecrate. Which is the AoE aggro grab. Beautiful. Oh, that person's being attacked, so nope. Let's help you. Because that's what a paladin would do. You're welcome, Dwarf Rogue. You are welcome. There you go. Now you have more strength. If I made a game dev studio, what would I name it? Tax evasion. It would only have an R&D department. We might put out a game every few months. It would be the same game, palette swapped. We would launch a Kickstarter, obviously. We would promise the world. Well, no, technically, if you looked at it legally, we would promise a demo. And then when a demo releases, we'd be able to say, technically, we've actually fulfilled all of our promises that we made. There's layers to this. Don't you worry. Oh my god. God, that was close. Bard's Buckler of Stamina. What did we just pick up? Let's have a look. 345 armor, 6 block, plus 2 stamina. Okay, 345 armor, 6 block. Whereas that's 328. 345. That's good. That's not bad. Save the buckler for the tanking. Might even need that soon. I mean, it's stamina with block and armor. That's decent, isn't it? It's not the worst thing it could possibly be. But we need to go and get some great gore tusk snouts. Not bad to start tanking with. Not bad at all. Hooked on a feeding. It is absolutely not. Those guys are very boring. Right, let's go and grab some more gore tusk stuff. Now, I've been streaming for about 4 hours now. I believe that 4 hours every day of streaming is a good amount of streaming that I'm able to keep up without mentally or physically burning myself out. We will be streaming every day, if possible, ideally from 6 o'clock until about 10 o'clock. I think I can also do that without taking a break, which is going to mitigate the amount of viewers that you always lose whenever you take a break on stream. So I think this is good. I think 4 hours is healthy. Any longer would be silly. Any shorter, I don't think we'd be able to really build up a consistent level of whatever we're doing. But the DVD logo, you know what? The streams can start and end with that. There we go. But I appreciate you guys all for being here. I appreciate the people who've subbed, and I appreciate the people who have supported everyone else. Okay, we get it. I'm glad you get it. Flexing has life. I know, right? Sorry. I've got to go and stare at a wall now for a bit. Alright, I'm going to go and zone out. I'm going to, as a little treat, I'm going to let the existential dread in. Just by a little bit, though. Not much. Just as a little treat. Can't believe I saw that guy die just then. At a wall, living the dream. An entire wall all to myself. We're getting wall staring hours in before bed. No, so what has to happen is I've spent most of my day looking at the big rectangle. I now need to go and lie down and look at the small rectangle. That's just the process. That's how it goes. I don't make the rules. That's just how it is. You guys have probably spent most of your day looking at the big rectangle. You now need to go and look at the small rectangle. Ideally, while lying on your side, and the small rectangle itself is on your side. And then you'll slowly drift to sleep while someone talks at you. If you're a millennial, it'll probably be someone talking at you for a 6-hour period about Morrowind. That's how it works. Right. I'm going to go and stare at the small rectangle for a bit. Tomorrow, 6 PM until 10-ish. Maybe. Possibly. Every day. Let's see how it goes. Might work, might not. Don't know, but I'm excited to find out. Thank you for joining me. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow. That sounds weird to say, but I like it. I'll see you tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Take care. Good night. God bless.